Welcome to the channel of PACIFIC414. Show us this loyalty. Throw yourself onto the subscribe button and submit yourself to the live streams, gaming streams, and so much more. Pathetic earthlings, I command you.
Autobots, transform and roll on!
Warning, due to adult language and humor, the following content may not be suitable for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following live stream or video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007, PACIFIC414 are here to bring you all the pop culture and entertainment news, rumor, opinion, discussion, watch parties, reviews, reactions on PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. Welcome, one and all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to PACIFIC414 Pop Talk on Baron Orman Tagge's Fandomology and PACIFIC414. And I am here with Baron Orman Tagge of Baron Orman Tagge's Fandomology. Of course, I'm your host, Mike.
Where's my cashy? I come with cash. I miss my cashy. Where is he? These people.
He said he'd be here. Don't worry, Miss Cash Money. He'll be here.
Where's my cashy?
He's probably just trying to make himself look good for you.
Well, I want to know what he gave me another restraining order for.
Restraining order? I didn't hear about this. I thought he was going to take you out for a nice fancy dinner, wine and dine you, and then propose marriage. That's what I heard.
I thought so. And here I was polishing his petties. Oh.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Please don't cry.
Okay. Where's my cash?
There's no need to cry. Cash will be here. Don't worry.
And I want to find. I can't tell you though. I want to find the bitch who says this.
Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Wait a minute. I thought that was you.
Where
I
is
thought
she?
you were the one that says that.
No, where is she? I want to take my
I don't know.
gangster.
She only comes around here when she knows that Cash is going to be here.
Oh, I can't live with this indignation. I just can't. Can't.
It's all right. It's all right. You can talk to Cash when he gets here.
Oh, you know I will. Where's my rolling pin?
Oh boy, Cash, you're in for it. At least it's not an iron skillet.
Wait a moment. I got
Cast
one of
iron
those
skillet
too.
at that. Oh no. So, ladies and gentlemen, our stories that we have here for PACIFIC414 Pop Talk on Baron Orman Tagge's Fandomology and PACIFIC414 are Queen Music catalog could soon sell for $1 billion. That's $1 billion. Our other story that we have for this evening is Pee Wee Herman star Paul Reubens sues over stolen memorabilia. That's from comicbook.com. We have an article from TV Line. Miss Cash Money. Hurry up, Cash. Your fiance is getting nervous. Well, soon to be fiance. From TV Line, Damian Lindoff reacts to lost expose, racist, hostile workplace allegations. I failed to foster a safe environment. And from Variety, the Flash director won't recast. There's my first slip up of the night. Ezra Miller in a potential sequel. No one can play that character as well as they did. Our other article that we have is Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about why Bruce Willis should be remembered for more than his career. And our other story is Final Fantasy 16 developer Naoki Yoshida explains how the game differentiates itself from other RPGs. And our first story we are going to begin with in this edition of there's my second blooper. I just can't speak tonight, Miss Cash Money.
Oh, no. I can barely speak even. Listen, I'm out of here. Bye.
Okay. I guess I'm going with this solo. But our first story of the evening here is Queen Music Catalog could soon sell for $1 billion per report. So I'm taking this as a rumor, folks. It's not fact, it's just rumor. And this is a short story, as you can see. The music catalog of rock band Queen could soon sell for more than $1 billion, CNN is reporting. Citing
who was that girl that just was crying running down the hallway there?
Cash's love interest.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm late. What's going on here? Oh, Queen. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Citing an anonymous source, CNN says a deal is underway for Universal Music Group to acquire the catalog from Disney Music Group. The $1 billion plus deal is expected to close within 1 month, the news network reports. A spokesperson for Disney Music Group told CNN the company has no plans to sell the catalog. If the reported deal does happen, the sale price would far outpace the $500 million amount for the purchase of Bruce Springsteen's catalog in 2021, thought to be the current record holder. No pun intended.
Of course not.
Other recent catalog sales include the works of David Bowie, which sold last year for a reported $250 million, Justin Bieber $200 million, and Bob Dylan for $300 million.
One of these things is just not like the other. Justin Bieber come on.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, I've heard his songs just enough when I was at work where it would play over and over. It's like, okay, I don't get his appeal. I don't get his music's appeal. I know I'm not the target audience, but I'm thinking this isn't music.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm not a fan of Bruce Springsteen, but I can understand why his catalog would go so much. And Bob Dylan, his catalog, well, think of all the songs that he wrote. That's, basically what his catalog is. But yeah, Queen. I mean, it's no Lucasfilm. I mean, Lucasfilm was $4 billion, and they only got $1 billion. And they're big timers. But
but you know what? Say this report is true. I mean, right now I'm taking it 100% as a rumor.
Right.
But say this is true that it could sell for $1 billion. Wouldn't that say to you how desperate Disney is for money right now?
Is that who's got the library?
That's who currently has the music rights for Queen's Disney Music Group.
Remember when I sat back and said they'd be starting to divest things? Here we go. Because let's face it, I mean, and this is not a slight to them at all, but Queen became even more popular after the sad death of Freddie Mercury. And the thing I think that really shot it through was the scene from, of course, Wayne's World.
Yeah.
And as the story goes, is unfortunately, Freddie passed away before the movie was out, but he was able. They did show that scene to him, and I just guess he really enjoyed it. He made it well known that he liked it. But I think Wayne, of course, before that, needless to say, Queen had a following, but I think after Wayne's World and all that, boom, look how often Bohemian Rhapsody is being played all over the place.
Well, I mean, think about how many singles music acts and I know the term is solo music acts, but also bands that became very popular after the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
The music that was in there.
Right.
Sometimes for some audience members, that's the first time they're actually hearing that song for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that song receives new life.
Mm-hmm. And what's the big thing is it's amazing how this classic, and we could call it that, classic rock, is still staying alive after these songs are 40, 50, almost 60 years old.
And here's another thing on that point too, Baron. You listen to the music that's almost 60 years old, and it's 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times better than the music that we're getting today.
Right. And it wasn't a bland thing. In other words, you couldn't really tell which group was doing it compared to another group because everything's turned into this auto-tune wasteland. You knew when you heard a Queen song, you knew that was Queen. You could tell by how the guitar was played, how Freddie sounded. Just like the same thing with Total. You could, boom, you hear Total. You can't confuse it with somebody else. The Police, everything had a true sound where that is that band. Now, if you play a bunch of these, it's like, I don't know. It's all auto-tune to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first person to admit, I don't know the history of every single solo artist out there, every single band that's ever come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know what I like in music. I like music that has a good drum beat, a good guitar beat, gets the heart pumping, and you can just listen to a particular song, and you're like, all right, now I'm in my groove.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit, growing up, especially in high school when I was writing my Star Trek fan fiction, I would listen to music scores. Back to the Future, of course, the Star Trek music scores by Jerry Goldsmith and John Williams, just to name a few, James Horner. And that's how my creative juices for the stories just started flowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, even now, sometimes when I'm trying to create an intro and, I'm, just sitting there going, okay, what do I want here? I'll actually go into the music library on YouTube and I'll try to find a, track that has a good rock beat.
Mm-hmm.
And that just gets me going.
Right. I mean, AC/DC, my word.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That doesn't get your heart pumping. I don't know what.
Bells.
Yeah.
I came back. For those about to rock, we salute you.
Boom. But yeah, I mean, if Disney, Disney truly is looking at that, and it again wouldn't surprise me if they did reach to $1 billion, because look how much their music is being played now.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're trying to keep Queen alive with that, Adam Lambert, whatever. But for me, I'm sorry, Queen. Part of that soul of Queen was Freddie.
Yeah,
he wrote. His approach to writing, his being a fan of opera and incorporating that into his works. All you have to do is listen to the soundtrack of Flash Gordon and Highlander to really see that.
Mm-hmm.
My word, they knew how to do this. I mean, yeah, you had the Who do the rock opera, but when it comes to doing a soundtrack, they knew how to do that.
Yeah, and here's another thing. It's a memory I'll always cherish. Back in 2017, it was November of 2017. I went to New Mexico with my mom and my sister. And while we were there, Bohemian Rhapsody was getting ready to come out, and they had, of course, the preview night that
Mhm.
Thursday before it officially opened the next day on Friday.
Right.
And I said to my mom, I said, we're out here on vacation. I know you don't get to the movies that often. Let's go see a movie. And she's all, okay, find out what's playing, and I'll let you know if I want to go see it.
Hmm.
And I said, Bohemian Rhapsody. She's all, okay, I'll go see it because she loved the music of Queen.
Right.
So we get there to the Regal Cinema that was closest to our hotel room. And we're sitting there and we're watching the movie. And of course, we're enjoying the music that's a part of it,
Hmm.
but, also enjoying the story. But just the fact that it made my mom happy,
Hmm.
it was special. And, it's one thing that she kept talking about even up until the day she passed was that, going to see Queen while we were out in New Mexico, it was something
Hmm.
she'd never forget because she really enjoyed seeing it. She says it's not often anymore you get to see good movies.
No, not at all. Not these days.
Yeah. And don't worry, everybody. I do see you in the chat, so I'm going to take the time right now to acknowledge everybody who's been in the chat patiently waiting. I do want to say, of course, hello to my co-host, Bear Norman Tag. We also have Real Wade Gaming Clips. And we also have DJ Ronnie G. And as I go down here, we also have the Padawannabe. Padawannabe, it was a pleasure to have you on with us for the Star Wars stream and, of course, last week's Pop Talk. You know you're always welcome here, brother. And we have everyone's favorite penguin, Low Spec Linux Laptop. Let's see if anyone else has popped in. No, not yet.
Everybody's
And
on vacation. That's why.
yeah. I mean, it's Memorial Day week.
Hmm.
Everybody's either still on vacation or they're getting back from their vacations and they're trying to get back into the swing of things. So I'm grateful to have anybody who can show up here in the chat and here watching the video and watching the live streams. I try not to take it for granted. And the Padawannabe says Queen's 2 album greatest hits is still probably one of the best selling of all time. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the thing. I ended up buying volume 1 for my mom. My sister ended up buying volume 2 for my mom, and that's one thing. If you were in her car and you were going somewhere with her, she was listening to Queen. She was listening to Who. She was listening to the Rolling Stones or Tina Turner. I mean, even as a kid, I, there was a particular playlist that my mom had. It was either the Beatles, Queen, Tina Turner, Rolling Stones, to name a few, or it was a musical, whether it be Phantom of the Opera, Starlight Express, Evita, just to name a few, or even the soundtrack from the dance Swan Lake. You would hear that. Or if my sister was in a ballet recital, we'd be listening to that music. And I'll admit, as a kid, I'm like, oh gosh, not this again. But, I, along with you, grew up in a time where you just dealt with it because you
Yep.
knew what would happen if you said anything to your mom or dad.
Hmm.
And honestly, I did grow to appreciate it as I got older.
Hmm.
It's like my mom used to say. She says, "I'm just trying to give you some culture." I
And
said, "I
still,
already
you
have
turned
that.
out to.
I already have culture. I watch Star Trek." That would be my response as I got older.
I had a
She
throat
said,
culture.
"Mm-hmm." She goes, no, I'm giving you real culture, classic culture.
Help
But
us
nah,
out. Oh
those are
yeah.
good memories.
Oh yeah. At the time we hate it, but then we start looking back and going, "Oh, it wasn't so bad after all." I guess.
Hmm. And the Padawan, of course, quoting a line from Wayne's World: "If you're gonna spew, spew into this." Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
Oh, it's been ages since I've
It,
seen
it,
that.
if that becomes available on YouTube for a future watch party, we should watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
And I want to say hello to Jet Sparks. Go ahead, Baron.
Oh, just Ed O'Neill being in there. Oh, that's a good movie. Been ages.
Hmm. It will be mine. It will be mine. Oh, they called her Cassandra. Uh, it's like I heard somebody recently talking about watching Austin Powers and how they wouldn't be able to make that movie
Mhm.
anymore. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't even go anywhere near it. And if they did try to make it, they would censor it so much where it would lose its appeal.
Oh, right, exactly. I mean, part of the appeal was making fun of all that. But people don't understand that.
Mhm.
Just like getting fact check on blatant parody, and when something is the thing is absolutely blatantly a parody joke on something, they put a fact check on it. It's like, yeah, you know,
Our readers have added context to this story.
yeah, USA Today.
Hmm. Yep. I had that happen when I used to use Facebook on a regular basis where they said that the article I posted wasn't true. I wrote a response when I appealed it. I said, I got this from the actual news source. Why
Yeah,
didn't you check your facts?
hmm exactly. It's like a picture of a squirrel with a lightsaber. This has been an altered photograph. Really?
You don't say.
I see squirrels with lightsabers all the time running around my neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah. You know who could do a good Photoshop of a squirrel running around with a lightsaber?
Oh, that'd be Betty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Pat at Wannabe says, your mom just listened to good music, period. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
My dad liked listening to jazz and, some rock and roll. And he listened to country music when we would go up to the Mammoth Lake area, June Lake area
hmm
in California. But that's pretty much because those were the only kinds of stations you can pull in on the radio.
hmm
So he grew to like it a little more than I did because every time we went up there and I heard country music, I said, "Can we please listen to something else?" And I know someone's gonna say, "But you just said you grew up at a time where if you said something, you would get in trouble." Well,
Yeah.
my dad knew that I hated listening to country music, and sometimes because my dad liked listening to Sheryl Crow.
mm.
I would just go ahead, and
Oh.
even though I didn't like Sheryl Crow, I would take Sheryl Crow over country music any day. I would pull out his Sheryl Crow tape and I'd say, "Put this in."
See, I'm the other way around. I mean, as long as it's old country, not modern country. I can't stand modern country.
Well, that's what it was when we were
Oh,
up there, Baron. All that
uh,
modern.
uh,
Ah,
give
my
me.
pop talk left me for another cash money.
It's like it's not Waylon and Willie and Kenny Rogers and all that. That's there we go. Not
Yeah. Speaking of Willie, I used to give my mom a hard time for listening to Willie Nelson.
mm,
And she would look at me with that mother's look.
oh yeah.
And she go, "Watch it, Michael." And the Pat at Wannabe says, when you buy the radio, then you can change the music.
hmm
Yeah,
You got that right. If you're driving, you get to get to tune in the radio.
Mm-hmm. If she were president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln. Did you always want to boldly go where no man has gone before? Wait, you mean those guys playing the cello with lightsabers isn't real? And Jet Spark says, now most comedy is we only make fun of people we don't like or disagree with politically. Well, comedy was always about making fun of different aspects of people, different quirks that were common amongst people, and making fun of politics.
Mm-hmm.
Because how else are you supposed to get through it?
Oh yeah, I remember back during the Obama administration, someone did up a float, and it had an outhouse with Obama coming out of it, and the outhouse had a presidential library on it. Everyone got all upset. Oh, that's racist, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not the first time it was done. It was done for George W. It was done for Clinton. It was done for Bush the Elder. It was done for Reagan. It's being done for our current president now. The funny thing is that's what's funny. That's what's about it. It can be used for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get upset when what you use got used back at you, and especially that one, because I can imagine as long as they're in that house, someone's commenting that's what the policies are of those that rule over them.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure people watch my streams and they can make fun of me. And you know what? I could either whine and complain about it or just laugh.
Right.
And look for things that make me go, yeah, that's me. That's 100% me.
Right. I mean, again, humor in many ways is poking fun at our stereotypes, and we all have stereotypes, whether we like it or not. No matter how much we try to fight it, we all have a stereotype. But you can't judge everything off of that. It's just a facet.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is fun to poke fun at that. And if people get overly sensitive, well, just lighten up, Francis.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we've said before. We may not have the same discussions that we have in our Discord, but we do have serious discussions.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'd rather have a serious discussion when it's a serious topic than try to make everything about a joke.
Right.
It's like, when I saw this story with Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about Bruce Willis, it's like I told you backstage. For this particular story, I'm not doing an Arnold impression because I would consider that very distasteful with what Bruce Willis is going through. And yeah, Bruce Willis might find it funny, but I don't know him, so I can't say for sure.
Exactly. Always play it safe and sorry.
Yeah. So this next story from Geek Tyrant says Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about why Bruce Willis should be remembered for more than his career. So let's go ahead and copy and paste. This article comes from Geek Tyrant and it was posted a day ago. It's by Jessica Fisher. And the article starts off by saying Arnold Schwarzenegger is known for his action movie career, and he recently spoke out about his fellow action star Bruce Willis, who announced last year that he is retiring due to his diagnosis of aphasia, a language disorder caused by brain damage that affects a person's ability to communicate. Willis has also been diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia, which is a condition or group of disorders caused by progressive nerve cell loss in the frontal or temporal lobes of the brain. But despite his retirement, Willis is leaving a legacy of great movie and TV roles behind him. And Schwarzenegger says he should be known for even more than that. In an interview with Cinema Blend, Schwarzenegger said Willis should also be thought of as a kind man. Arnold says here, I think that he's fantastic. He was always, for years and years, is a huge star, and I think that he will always be remembered as a great, great star and a kind man. Schwarzenegger continued. I understand that under his circumstances, health wise, that he had to retire, but in general, we never really retire. Action heroes, they reload. Schwarzenegger was not always so kind to his fellow actor. In the book The Last Action Heroes by Nick Day Semtlin, it is revealed that Schwarzenegger once yelled at Willis from across a crowded restaurant, saying, "You know why you'll never be an action star?" Willis asked why. Schwarzenegger flexed and pointed to his biceps, saying, "Toothpick arms." And it goes on to finish out the article by saying, hopefully, Schwarzenegger has long since apologized and become friends with Willis, because if he's just singing his praises now after being a jerk all those years ago, that's pretty crappy. Well, I hate to tell this writer, but that's how it's always been.
Yeah, the guy who wrote this has shown a hell of a lot of ignorance.
Jessica Fisher.
Yeah,
was,
Dingbat.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean Dingbat because how many people remember Planet Hollywood? That was Arnold, Sly, and Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
So I mean, these guys know each other. These guys were in cahoots with each other. And of course, that phrase right there, where he was yelling across that. Now, again, was the taunting that they do with each other? Was he serious? I know that people have had their ups and downs with Bruce Willis, but yeah, I think he was on pretty good standings with both Arnold and Sylvester Stallone. Even though he did bow out of that third Expendable movie, I guess there was a little bit of griping going on there about that. But still, I mean, that's how relationships are, especially when you deal with a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I mean, take, for example, the relationship we all have, whether it's you, myself, and Cash. You throw Phil in there, you throw Paul in there, Crit in there when we're in the Discord, and all the crap that we give each other.
Right. And some of us hear that go, boy, those guys don't like each other, do they? You know what we say? Speaking of which, I thought said he was on his way.
Well, let's see. Let me see if I've received any other messages from Cash. Nope. Just that one that he sent to us before we went live. So
yeah,
he'll be here. He'll be here.
Yeah, he still got to give it. It's been almost.
I know.
Is he drying each little part of the dish, making sure it polished? And see, that's just it. That's the point we're making here. We bust each other's chops. It might sound like we don't like each other sometimes, but it's not the case, especially fishing film.
Wait a minute. I can't see myself in this plate. I need to redo it.
now we're letting people know he's got obsessive compulsive disorder. That's right, folks. Cash Money is our very own Sheldon. That's my spot. These people just don't understand.
Yeah. Well, he always gets mad. I know I bring this up so many times, but he does get mad when I don't use stealth, and I think, I can take these guys down.
I was very proud of you for using stealth like you did.
I know.
Very impressed. But yeah, I mean, when it comes around to those guys, though, I mean, there was a feud between Arnold and Sly Stallone. There was a feud amongst all of them because it's like they all want, obviously they wanted to dethrone the king, and guess who the king was, baby? Duke Schwarzenegger, Arnold Newcomb. But the thing is they were in the same circles. They were part of that. And let's face it, elite club. of action stars like that. That you're going to have ups and downs, and I'm absolutely positive that good old Arnold, there I just did that once, was very sincere about what he said about Bruce.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Pit Viper and we give each other a hard time when we're playing a game. Say we're playing State of Decay 2, and I have a horde of zombies coming at me, and I'm thinking, oh, I got this. I don't need anyone's help. And then I die, and then he goes, why didn't you say anything? You were surrounded by zombies. You didn't say anything. I thought I could take them. I'm the one that goes, more zombies, and I've got explosives, so I'm going to use them. Oh, wait, I didn't use that explosive in time.
And, speaking of which, about sneaking around, look who we got sneaking around.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Hey, Cash, what's up, brother?
Just chilling right now.
So we were just talking about Arnold, and he was talking about how Bruce Willis should be remembered. And one of the things he says is that Bruce Willis should be remembered as a kind man.
I've heard some bad things about Mr. Willis, especially on the set of the expansion 3. I hear he can be quite an ass.
Oh, yeah.
There's some people, because you in California, you run into people who are actually in the business, not some of these people who claim to be on YouTube. You know who you are. No, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I'm not in California now, but guess what? I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah, right. I heard he was. I heard from one of the people. They work on sets, movie sets. When they worked on that movie, they said that man was a mess on that set. I don't know about other ones. I've heard about him, and then I've heard about on the set of Hoffa that Nicholson just went off on everybody on the crew one day, maybe or for a week, and then the next, and then apologized. I'm like, well, that's some bipolar stuff. But
you can do that from Nicholson.
Yeah. So
and real quick, Pit Viper, Bruce Willis is suffering from a form of dementia, which is debilitating as far as his speech is concerned. So he had to retire from acting last year, and that's why Arnold is saying this is how we should remember Bruce Willis. Because right now, because of the condition, Bruce Willis cannot communicate verbally.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I know Bruce Willis because I've heard enough stories from those that he can get his ego in a good little. But I've also heard where it's the other way around too. Sometimes he's just is a great guy, and so I suppose it all depends on when and where, how and why on that. But let's face it, the thing that shot him to stardom, moonlighting him and Shepherd. Oh, they hated each other.
They had problems after a few years, especially because Willis has always been the bigger star. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it than than her.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
they made a joke about her, of course, even on Family Guy. Where she's
back when Family Guy would make jokes.
Funny. Yes. And Moonlighting was it wasn't. It's not a bad show. I mean,
no,
it's good detective stuff. People were writing back then.
Well, yeah, it was a quirky, fun show. Yeah. I think when they actually did become an item, just like anytime you have the two protagonists like that become an item, that's when it starts going downhill because it's like, oh, what do we do now? It's all that tension leading up that that everybody's loving, the wordplay and all that, the back and forth.
Yeah. And yes, Pit Viper, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if the Moonlighting really got him going, the Die Hard is what shot him through through the roof. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sybil Shepherd. She was some. She had her own show too.
Mhm.
Sybil.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Well-
it lasted for quite a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, yeah. She didn't. Yeah, she
Yeah.
just went a little nuts. I don't know what she's doing now, but
Going nuts. She was always a little nuts and full of herself too, which of course they contributed to the moonlighting thing. I'm going to be
Yeah.
the star, and this is a nobody guy, and then all of a sudden, nobody guy is more popular than you.
yeah. Well,
Yep.
the
And thanks to
show
Die
wouldn't-
Hard. Thanks in large part to Die Hard.
Yeah, and the show wouldn't have been the same moonlighting without people like Curtis Armstrong, who's
Mhm.
actually a good actor.
He is.
And then that woman, I can't think of her name.
Did you
Yeah.
know that? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that are you talking about? The one that played the mom on Raymond?
I don't know. I remember she had black
Those-
hair, and she worked
Black
in
hair?
the-
Oh, then somebody
at the agency. Yeah,
else. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now I know what you're talking
she
about.
was in love with Curtis Armstrong's character. I can't think
Okay.
of her name. Yeah.
But yeah. Do you know that when Bruce was starting to get a little full of himself on that show, they were looking to replace him? And do you know who was on the incredibly short list to replace him?
Hmm.
Who?
Jerry Doyle from who would go on to Babylon 5.
Hmm.
Because,
Really?
Yeah, because they're just so much alike with each other. In fact, Jerry Doyle did guest star in Moonlighting, but they said that basically Jerry Doyle had kind of the same spirit as good old Bruce Willis. That hey, if we need to, we can replace him with him, but it didn't come down to that.
Yeah.
Just like J. Michael Straczynski, his dream obviously never came to fruition, never came close to it. But the envisionment of Garibaldi was Bruce Willis, and he hoped, because when he thought of the show, it was still young in Bruce Willis's career, because he came up with the idea of Babylon 5 in like 1988.
Mm-hmm.
But needless to say, when Bruce Willis shot it through the ceiling, it's like, okay, we can flush that one down the toilet.
Yeah. That happens when they're trying to cast somebody, and they're just some actors and actresses you can't get because of how much they would cost. Next Generation was very lucky to get Whoopi Goldberg, considering her stardom.
Yeah, just because she was a geek and wanted to be part of Star Trek.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to say hello to the long-suffering Mrs. Tagge.
Oh, she must be listening in the car or something.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Pop Talk by radio.
So
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's not here, so unless she snuck in, but I doubt that. The dog's gonna go nuts.
She's stuck by a train.
Yeah. Oh, stuck by a train? Huh? Okay.
She's at a train crossing, railroad crossing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure which train crossing she's at. I got to know the route, so I'm going. I don't know where a train would be. Causing you that.
Updating. Baron GPS is updating. Please stand by. And Kitty Bear says, I want everyone who worked on Fubar to be fired for their damn stupidity for not knowing how PC works. I've only watched one episode.
Mm,
And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to watch any more.
mhm.
I know my usual limit is 3, but with this show, I don't know if I could watch 2 more episodes.
Mhm.
what's it about? I've heard the name.
It's about Arnold being a CIA agent, and he retires, and then they pull him out of retirement, and he finds out that his daughter was also secretly in the CIA,
Mhm.
and they're going after this big drug lord.
Mhm.
But it has comedy bits. It does have parts of it that are woke with things that they say in dialogue. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, normally this would be a win-win situation, but there's 2 words: net and flicks. No.
hmm But speaking of the wokeness in Hollywood, this is a story that you actually found for us, cash, and I'm going to go ahead and put it up on screen here in just a moment. Here we go.
I'm glad he's here to see his contribution.
Oh, I try to save his contributions for when he's here.
Mm-hmm.
So this comes from TV Line, and it says Damien Limdoff reacts to lost expose, racist, hostile workplace allegations. I failed to foster a safe environment. This is by Matt Webb Mitrovich. It was actually posted on the 30th of this month on their website. And
That's
it says, yeah. And it starts off by saying Damien Lindoff says that he failed to provide safety and comfort as a co-creator of Lost in response to a new book that in part chronicles numerous allegations of racist, sexist, hostile, and overall toxic workplace. And an excerpt from a chapter of Maureen Ryan's Burn It Down, Power, Complexity, and a Call for Change in Hollywood. You can pre-order it on Amazon and Walmart if you want to, if you need something to hold up that table that has an uneven leg.
If you have more money than common sense, please.
Cast members and writers from the iconic supernatural drama relay anecdotes that allege Lindoff and co-creator Carlton Cuss were indifferent or worse to complaints about storytelling that backburned actors of color. Okay. Among the incidents cited in the Vanity Fair excerpt, original cast member Harold Perino, who played Michael, says that as the first season of Lost unfolded, it became pretty clear that I was the black guy. Daniel Day Kim, who played Jin, was the Asian guy. And then you had Jack and Kate and Sawyer, played by Matthew Fox, Evangeline Lilly, and Josh Holloway.
So,
Very new.
Okay,
go ahead, Darren. Go ahead.
So the guy saying that he's black is a black guy, and he's saying about him, who's Asian, about being an Asian guy. I'm sorry. Mind blown.
I know, right?
And I got a little story about the Daniel Kim as we go along here, as we get past here. But It's not a bad story. It's not bad.
All right, cool. Very News says that early in season 2, when given an early script for the episode in which Walt is kidnapped by the others, he was shocked by how little Michael mentioned his MIA son. I don't think I can do that, he says, was his reaction. This is just furthering the narrative that nobody cares about black boys, even black fathers. Perinu says he took that concern to Lindoff and Cuss via a telephone call saying, if you're going to use me, let's work. I'm here to work. I'm good at my job and I'll do anything you want, except be the black guy on your show. The EPs at first rebuffed Perinu's call for more concern about Walt, though an eventual revised script added Michael-centric flashbacks to the episode. Months later, ahead of filming the season 2 finale, Perinu says that Cuss informed him that Michael would not be back for season 3. Cuss said, well, you said to us, if we don't have anything good for you, you want to go. Perinu quotes the EP as explaining, you said you don't have enough work here, so we're letting you go. Lindoff, meanwhile, is quoted in the book by multiple sources as saying Perinu's exit called me racist, so I fired his ass. I know I'm an outsider in Hollywood, but this sounds like typical Hollywood.
Yes.
We'll use you for as long as we need you, for as long as you're good for, and then once we're done with you, we'll just cast you aside and move on to someone else.
And more importantly, he's running around pissing and moaning like a lot of actors do. I am not being used properly, becoming such a pain in the ass that, guess what? We're going to write you off.
Yeah.
It's never happened before, by the way, folks. This never has happened before. And it never has happened to people, with the privilege card. Never has happened to them at all.
Right.
I mean, Gina Carano never got fired for anything that she did. I mean, honestly, as it goes across the board, nothing's happened like this.
Oh, never. This article goes on to say in an explosive 2008 exit interview with TV Guide, Perrineau raised ABC's hackles by saying, if I'm not being really candid, there are all these questions about how they respond to black people on the show. Sayed gets to meet Nadia again, and Desmond and Penny hook up again, but a little black boy and his father hooking up, that wasn't interesting. There is also an allegation within the Burn It Down chapter about loss that when Adewale Akinwumi, sorry for butchering the name, aka Mr. Echo, asked off the series, Cuss imagined aloud a grotesque death scene loaded with lynching imagery. Lindoff, in one of two interviews with Burn It Down author Ryan, reacted to the assorted allegations, which also include claims of sexist behavior aimed at female writers, saying, my level of fundamental inexperience as a manager and a boss, my role as someone who was supposed to model a climate of creative danger and risk taking, but provide safety and comfort inside of the creative process, I failed in that endeavor. Talking about the human effect of being the only woman or the only person of color and how you are treated and othered, I was a part of that 1,000%, he added. Regarding Perrineau's specific complaints, Lindoff said that a growth spurt for the child actor who played Walt dictated that the character's disappearance and effectively ended Michael's story as well. That said, Lindoff cops to a high degree of insensitivity toward all the issues that you mentioned as it relates to Harold. And it goes on to say complaints about screen time or lack of are part and parcel for an ensemble show. Lindoff contends, I mean, look at Denise Crosby. She didn't feel like she was being given anything to really go on for Next Generation. So she asks for her exit.
Mm-hmm. Boom, straight. Tell me.
Lindoff contends, but obviously there was a disproportionate amount of focus on Jack and Kate and Locke and Sawyer, the white characters. Harold was completely and totally right to point that out. It's one of the things that I've had deep and profound regrets about in 2 decades since. Cuss, meanwhile, claims he was not present for nor heard any of the awful comments attributed to him, but said via an email to Ryan, I deeply regret that anyone at Lost would have to hear them. They are highly insensitive, inappropriate, and offensive. He maintains that race had nothing to do with it. Michael's lack of storyline, adding, I do not believe Harold is in any way personally to blame for the way his role changed. And as for his allegedly considered lynching of Mr. Echo, who ultimately was beaten to death by the smoke monster, Cuss says, I never made that statement, and this exchange never happened. To further add to this lie and suggest that someone was fired as a result of a statement that I never made is completely false.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hollywood, they like to eat their own, and they like to say, "Oh no, we never did that." And as soon as they say that, they'll throw the other person under the bus.
That's right.
Well, really, this is all about is one person on that show pissing and moaning, and then they're going and they basically jump this other guy with the interview, and of course he makes reference to Daniel Day Kim in there, right? And, he's the Asian guy. Well, never heard him complain. And when he went on, when he was on Crusade, the Babylon 5 spin-off series, he played a character by the name of Lieutenant John Matheson. And Straczynski has a thing of putting real science fiction writers' names into stuff, like Alfred Bester. That was an author. For people who don't know, same thing with John Matheson. But of course, here you have an Asian guy playing a guy by the name of John Matheson, and it was actually brought up. It's like here I am, an Asian guy playing John Matheson. I hope that by the time we get to the 23rd century, which Babylon 5 took place in, that it doesn't matter what your name is, so it doesn't sound Asian. That's not the point.
I mean, it shouldn't matter now, but the main problem is that you have people that just want to point that out.
Right. Exactly.
Point out the color of someone's skin.
Always.
I've mentioned it before. I have cerebral palsy, so when people see me walk, they say, "Oh, he's a cripple."
Mm-hmm.
That's all they want to focus on. There are things in life that some people all they want to focus on. It's up to you to determine what your worth is.
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
even get to that point where don't listen to those other people who don't know you, like you know yourself. Don't know you like your friends know you.
Hollywood.
It took me a long time to learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of funny. I mean, you never really heard of anything. You figured it, with the 20 years. My God, 20 years that it's been for that show. You would have figured in that 20-year time that there'd be more people than just this. And the crybaby. I mean, I don't want to defend the people at the top because they're part of the problem. But in this case, it just sounds like this one person is all pissy because he didn't get the limelight that he wanted, and you don't get that in ensemble shows. I'm sorry, folks.
No.
Whether you like it or not, there's always going to be someone who's going to outshine everybody else and start becoming the de facto lead, or a group of people. I.e., Star Trek, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
Or Next Generation. Data became a very popular character. So what did we start seeing? More data-centric character-driven stories. And of course, the next episode, everything that they worked on in the previous episode, it was like it never happened.
Of course. And of course, the last episode's about Weasley Crusher too. I mean, but
Weasley Crusher.
But I mean, that's just it. I mean, he wanted off the show because obviously he knew he was going anywhere on there. Look what a fine, upstanding young individual he's become. But yeah, I mean,
no. But anytime they called him, say, "Hey, we want you for a guest appearance." All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now he's only known for the Ready Room. You're on Star Trek? Oh yeah, you were on that Ready Room joke. No, I was on that Star Trek. You were? With those hearts? Those are picks.
I'm gonna breathe harder for you, Anonymous. Just kidding. It's just Hollywood's always eating their own, but they the stories are coming out now, and it's even after unfortunately what everything actually happened with BLM. Like, these stories didn't come out before you have Martha Kaufman, who co-wrote Friends, comes out and says, "Oh, well, we need cast members who, we didn't have any black cast members, or we didn't have minority in the main cast." And other people are like, you realize that white people and other races, they just hang out together, like in areas like that happens in real life, and people don't understand the fact that after other stuff like BLM and other things, people felt that they needed to apologize for being white. And that's disgusting. Nobody should apologize for something they didn't do wrong. They didn't do anything, but they feel guilty. And this is what we need to stop doing in society, making people, other races, feel guilty for something they didn't do.
Well, let's not forget the Me Too also making men feel bad for things they didn't do.
And there were problems there. Sure, like real problems, but there was also lies going on as well.
I think the lie to truth ratio was more on the lie than the truth, which doesn't help the truth. The people that actually were not to make it sound like a pun or anything, screwed over.
Right. Yeah, and it's just and then there's issues like the whole thing, like Daniel Day Kim, who was of course really good on the remake of Hawaii Five-0, and
Mm-hmm.
they felt the main two stars, which of course are both white, they got paid more than the other two, which is weird, and I can't um, blame them for walking. Like I didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand that at all. Why they didn't want to pay them the same amount as the other
Mm-hmm.
ones, but for
Yeah.
some reason, I guess they didn't think they were that important, and they got replaced. Which I
Mm-hmm.
don't agree with in that situation, but Hollywood is Hollywood, and
Yeah.
these companies in general are just not rainbows and butterflies and happiness and all this stuff. People get greedy and stupid and all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I was going to say, and it was even before all that too. I mean, this goes back even to the '60s, or whatever. There's a character, and they're not as interesting, whatever. Why are we wasting our money on this character? And they find a way to write the person off.
Right.
Or you have a situation like Ed Cookie Burns, who plays on 77 Sons to Script, a bad guy for one episode, was so popular they had to bring him back as one of the main cast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you look at people like what happened during the writer's strike and the Next Generation, and they didn't like the new Doctor. Well, it's hard to replace somebody like Beverly Crusher, but it's just the way these things go. But the problem I'm seeing now, again, Baron, is, and just like I'm worried about that Stan Lee documentary come out. I do not like the media putting out hit pieces on other people, and they are so obsessed with race, and yet they get things wrong. Representation they get wrong, especially things like even Faye Valentine. If they got it right, she would be from Singapore. She was not. They got a person who's Hispanic. So if they want to be fair about representation, then get the right casting if you're so obsessed with it.
Well, I mean, the main guy, he's supposed to be German.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, let's go down to what just because it was made by an Asian animation studio doesn't mean that all the characters are.
Yep. And Jet Sparks is right about what he said, that there was a show like Friends that was called Living Single. Yes, there was. They started trying to, and the thing is, there's no problem. You got shows like Martin. I never cared. You got shows like Everybody Hates Chris, which is based on Chris Rock's life. So of course it would be a black family. This stuff is just silly, and so they always talk about. You got people like Chastain and other people in Hollywood who keep talking about how they're fixing problems. They're not fixing these issues. They just make more issues for themselves. If they were actually fixing these problems, then they would fix them.
Right.
And they wouldn't be so obsessed with race all the time and representation. And it's not just that and the lies that Hollywood. I mean, once again, I always bring it up. Harvey Weinstein was running amok for at least 20 so years in Hollywood.
Yeah, because it was Hollywood's darling boy. Everything he touched to gold for them.
Yep. Yeah,
and he's not the first one that was considered Hollywood's darling boy. There's been others just like him who Hollywood would fawn over, and whatever they did behind the scenes, everybody would just say, "Just ignore it, just let it go."
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Yep.
Move along.
Yep. So when there's like real problems in Hollywood, which there still is, and that's why I don't care about this writer strike going on. Other people say, "Oh, well, this goes along the same lines of the greed, the nonsense," and yet we haven't gotten the best writing that we've gotten in a lot of these shows. Some shows, sure, but a lot of shows, no. And yes, it is true that people who aren't making as much money are affected by this. But you know what? I still don't care. These people in Hollywood, actors, writers, directors, producers, they cause their own problems to themselves. So why should we feel sorry for them as fans? Figure it out.
I've already stated how I feel about it. Let these shows die because of the writer's strike, whether it's a scripted television show or a late night talk show. Let them die.
Yeah.
they attack fans.
Mhm.
Then they put hit pieces out on people. They're not, I would say, very good people. A lot of them in
No.
Hollywood at all. There's a few in there. They go after people like Chris Pratt because of his religion. I mean, you go on and on and on and on with this stuff.
They go after everybody because they don't have the same viewpoint as the powers that be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, you, Baron, myself could disagree with everybody in the chat. Are we going to flame everybody and say, well, you're this, you're that? No.
I am.
We're adults. We're going to move on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, that's why Johnny was always so good. He went after everybody. No one was safe. A lot of these people who blazed a trail that these amateurs, and saying amateur is being very generous, people have followed up since then don't understand. It's like Johnny didn't left whatever it was behind the curtain. He didn't come out with an axe to grind per se and try to push something. He was out there to have, to give entertainment, get people, get some laughs and some groans and basically be the most watched person at that time slot. A lot of people after the monologue they turned off, so it's like he wanted to make sure those monologues are good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have the late night talk show guys that have good monologues, and the reason why I say that is because every monologue, it seems like it's just copy and paste what they said the show before. Because it is. It's like, okay, we're going to bash this political party. We're going to bash that political party. Both parties deserve to be bashed.
Oh, yeah. I think all parties should be, even the third parties.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I don't care if there's a D after somebody's name, an R after somebody's name, or I after somebody's name. Go after them all. As Phil says, as one Phil McCracken says, hate them all.
Right. Equal opportunity. So a lot of this is just this whole thing. I guess it's just again, it's making my head implode. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm curious to see.
It gets ridiculous.
What else when that book comes out? I'm interested to see what else is going to be in there. What other shows or even movies?
I better get to the library fast because it might get banned.
Right.
That's going to be right on the top of the list of being banned. No one will be able to read it anywhere.
And Padawannabe says, you can be an adult, Pacific. I still want to call people names.
Well, I call people names. In a heartbeat, I could call people's names.
Well, speaking of names, and I know I'm not going to go see this movie, but this article just made me go, right, yeah, and I'm sure that's what it made you do when you saw it there.
Yeah, this one, yeah. Yeah.
From Variety, the Flash director won't recast Ezra Miller in a potential sequel. No one can play that character as well as they did.
Now, I haven't really fully read this story because I just want to have my reactions 100% honest.
Yeah. We're unscripted here, folks. And I wouldn't have it any other way. This is by Zach Sharf, and it was actually posted today on Variety's website. Sharf. Actually, yesterday. My bad. That's an error on Mike. E1.
This shows. Is it the 31st today?
Yeah, it's the 31st. Last day of May.
For some reason, I was thinking it was the 30th. I'm lost, boys and girls.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Baron, you did have to, go through your moves, so every day's blending together anymore. And
oh yeah, but hey, at least I remember it was Wednesday. I'm like a couple weeks ago. Oh, shows today? Shows today? What?
Hey, Mike, when did you change the day and not tell us? I try, I try to let you guys know if there's anything coming up, anything I'm thinking about adding or doing, and I always try to discuss it with you guys either before the show, after the show, or in the Pop Talk group.
Let's see here. Going through the list, get rid of Baron. Check.
No, I wouldn't get rid of you. Then
replace with Phil.
Oh, no. Phil's got his own thing going on. He does it the way he wants to do it. By doing interviews once a month. And, it's working well for him.
Yeah, doing great.
So this article goes on to say Ezra Miller will continue being the Flash as Lana's director Andy Muschietti is involved in the Warner Brothers superhero franchise. During an interview on the Discourse podcast, Muschietti said he had no plans to recast Miller despite the actor's history of legal troubles and alleged abuse. If a sequel happens, yes, Muschietti said about having Miller back as the Flash, I don't think there's anyone that can play the character as well as they did. The other depictions of the character are great, but this particular vision of the character, they just excelled in doing it. And as you said, the two Barrys, it feels like a character that wasn't made for them. Well, my opinion is part of the things I didn't like about the Justice League, it didn't matter if it was a Whedon cut or the Snyder cut, was Ezra Miller.
He can't
I
even
couldn't
run.
stand his no. So it goes on to say the Flash producer, Barbara Muschietti, added in principal photography, Ezra was brilliant and the most committed and the most professional actor. Ezra gave everything for his role, physically, creatively, emotionally. They were absolutely supreme. Yet, Cash, I remember when you and I had our reaction to the Flash trailer, we had to rewind it because we found one part of the trailer very annoying. And it's when he was talking to his other self.
Was he naked?
No. Thank God he wasn't naked.
This is going to be naked Flash.
Yeah. Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Ezra
Miller.
Yeah, Cash feels sorry he started the Ezra Miller fan club a couple years back.
Yeah, I would, sure.
So, Miller was cited in Vermont with felony burglary last year in 2020. The actor made headlines after a recording surfaced in which they appeared to be choking a woman outside a bar in Iceland. No charges were filed. The actor was also arrested twice in Hawaii in 2022, once for disorderly conduct and harassment. In the Hawaii incidents, Miller pled no contest to a single count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct and paid a fine of $500 and $30 in court costs. The harassment charge was dismissed.
That taught him a lesson there. I don't know how he was able to recover from that.
I mean, no, don't be sorry, Baron. Anytime you give somebody a slap on the wrist, they're not going to learn a lesson. They're not. You need to put the gavel down hard and teach them a lesson. But unfortunately, certain people in Hollywood are able to get away with things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can think of Ezra Miller, and I can think of one other example, and I think you both know who I'm referring to as far as getting away with things. I don't even have to say it.
No, of course not. Not a word. Not a word.
Variety exclusively reported last August that Miller was seeking treatment for complex mental health issues after going through a time of intense crisis. I want to apologize to everybody that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior, Miller said in a statement at the time. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy safe and productive stage in my life. Given Machete's The Flash was developed and filmed under the previous leadership at DC Studios, it's unclear whether or not the Miller starring Temple will get a sequel or not. Surely big box office grosses will help. James Gunn and Peter Safran are now in charge of DC Studios, but their first slate announcement did not include any word on a second go around for Miller's The Flash. Gunn has already hyped the film by calling it one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Well, what else is he supposed to say? While Safran has said that Miller's future as the Flash depends on their continued recovery. Ezra is completely committed to their recovery. Safran said in January, "We are fully supportive of that journey, and they're on right now." Goes on to say, when the time is right, when they feel like they're ready to have the discussion, we'll all figure out what the best path forward is. But right now, they are completely focused on their recovery. In our conversations with them over the last couple of months, it feels like they're making enormous progress. Warner Brothers unveiled The Flash in its entirety at CinemaCon in April. The tentpole earned strong first reactions from journalists in attendance. Andy Muschietti told the press at the event, "Ezra is well now. We're all hoping that they get better. They're taking the steps to recovery. They're dealing with mental health issues, but they're well. We talked to them not too long ago, and they're very committed to getting better." The Flash production designer Paul Esterberry said earlier this month that most moviegoers would forget Miller's history by the time the movie opened, thus it wouldn't be a concern for the movie's opening. I'm sorry, I haven't forgotten. Has anybody in the chat forgotten? I haven't.
No, this is a big pipe dream
Nope.
out there. You know, in all reality, this whole article, is this done yet, or we still got more?
There's one small little bit about when the movie opens,
Okay,
but you can go ahead and talk.
Okay, so this whole article is a nuttenburger because let's just be honest, it's not because he deserves it. He's not coming back.
Right.
Basically, this guy's this guy is talking like the DC Snyderverse is still in existence, and it's like no, it's going to pasture. You kind of the last remnant of it. I don't think James Gunn wants to bring Ezra Miller over if he didn't bring over Cavill and if he didn't bring over Affleck. Why would he bring over this schmuck or even Gal? I mean, right there, those three actors and actress, right there, you're going to say no to them, but say, "Hey, Ezra, you're welcome to come back anytime because you're top tier."
Because of the way you identify yourself and it's some kind of plot armor for you or some nonsense.
Right.
I don't know.
But I think this article in some ways is a little bit of damage control to try to get people to. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's something mentally wrong with the guy. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not being or snarky. And I really hope he does get help and taken care of, to get back on the bounce. Oh, did we lose Mike?
I guess we did.
Oh, we lost Mike. Oh, the pirates are taking over again.
All right. Woohoo!
Woo. Oh, should I? Oh, he's gone. Oh. I know we're talking serious, but he's gone, so I have to do this.
Uh-oh.
Where is it? Me mighties. But no, in all seriousness, though, this is a nothing burger. This is just to try to get people more interested. There we go. Arr. I raised the flag.
Very nice.
No, I hope he does get help. Honestly, I don't mean any ill will towards him, but I don't want him to come back as Flash either.
It's such a nightmare, and I'm even thinking about who Pacific was even thinking about. There's other peoples. I mean, it's not the people that just say the stupid stuff in Hollywood. It's other people who have done stuff. I mean, besides Harvey Weinstein and crazy people like Ezra Miller. I heard Jared Leto has done. I don't know. It just goes on and on and on and on with some of these people in Hollywood. Other ones, they just say stupid things and think that they started something first, which they didn't. That always cracks me up.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Paul Winfield is very, very appreciative of the actress who plays Mikey Spock in Discovery, because if it wasn't for her, he would never play would have been able to play Captain Terrell in Star Trek 2, or even come back and Damok or whatever the heck that episode is.
I mean, just like what Jace is talking about, and I agree, and we talked about this morning. Ezra Miller is a lost cause. I would cut my losses with him, and if he gets help, fine, whatever. But DC, Disney, you go down the list of either the pandering, the problems that they cause to themselves. They can't stop doing this, and they should know their customer base. These are companies that need to make money. Disney's losing money. DC, I think, is losing some money too. But they just need to come up with better ideas, and it's okay if they take a break from DC films or take a break from maybe do an animated movie or something. It's okay if they take a break. Same with Disney. I wish they would take a break from a lot of this stuff. Yeah,
they should. I'm reading this strike going on. I really am.
Because I don't care that much. Yes, it bothers me of shows that I found recently, even like Animal Control, and it's a funny show, but it's more because of Joel McHale, and then you go down the list of the cast. A lot of these people are new people, and they're funny, and the writing's pretty funny. Stuff like Lucky Hank. Well, it's because of Bob Odenkirk, and then you go down the list of the cast that they have, including Diedrich Baker.
Right.
So, so there's still stuff out there, but this writer's strike, no, I'm not. I laugh when people are like, "Oh, we have to feel sorry for this." Yeah, it sucks. Even people who aren't making the big bucks, but how many times do they have to do this? Every few years, this seems to happen, and you're going to tell me it's not greed?
No.
It's funny.
Well, I mean, now that we're a day away from a pandering month, and I'm going to say that it's not insult to that group of people. The insult is to the corporations and all the other ones that put that false. I don't mean to make a pun here, but false flag out there, waving around and saying, okay, for this once we pander you, and then we toss you in the garbage can afterwards.
Yeah, right, exactly. We use you as a for us to get some kind of brownie points or whatever, and then we toss you aside.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. You can go with anybody from shows that have been popular to, a lot of these people, they just aren't going to be around after a show or two. It just happens. I mean, even it's funny to me, even a show like for kids or even adults like iCarly, like they felt they had to pander, they had to change things. It's unfortunate. It really is.
Well, the thing is you have people running these studios, going amok, screaming about their creativity. They're able to express their full creativity, i.e., the wokeness.
Right.
And what we got here? Could we? We'll see in the transporter in operation. What we got here? What do we got here?
Sorry about that, guys. I got a blue screen and my computer reset, so I hope.
Where the hell have you been, soldier?
Maybe that's what we should watch next week. I don't know. I've never watched.
There we go. Yeah. If it's still available,
If it's available to watch for everybody, because I want to make sure
we'll find a way.
Everybody will be able to watch it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I had a choice between that and Stargaze, I'd go with Stripes.
Yeah. No, I mean, people like Ezra Miller should be in jail for a while. Just some reality check for him. This whole thing about some of these actors who were like, "Oh, I'm fixing things." I remember there was a kid on The Sopranos was like selling drugs or doing stuff like. Unfortunately, also the celebrities or when they're on these shows, they have problems. I remember there was problems with that kid from Two and a Half Men as he got older, and it's crazy. There's stories that come out about the creator of iCarly and Victorious and stuff, and that guy has a foot fetish, and how McCurdy felt uncomfortable. Like, and this is many years later, but I mean, I wouldn't put anything past Hollywood. Joss Whedon, another person. Like, he seems like a piece of crap. I don't know him in person, but that's what he seems like. And so the people that you want to make heroes, even if they've given you these great shows and inspirational speeches in their shows or whatever, they're not always the best people. But thank goodness we have people still in Hollywood like Nolan and his brother who doesn't feel they need to apologize for anything. They made the shows the way that they wanted to make the shows. So I hope they never do apologize. You cannot kneel to any of these people, to these mobs and these people who want to take you out and whatever. It's crazy. Oh, was he?
And real quick, I know you guys probably might have already said hello to them, but I want to make sure I say hello to Tim's Talk.
Yep.
Super fan Adam Shawhan.
Yep.
And I also want to say hello to JT Gunn, Late Night with Cap. Good to see you, Cap. And I also want to say hello to Jason Fox of 540 Studios. How you doing, Jason?
Yeah. Wolverine is here too.
Mm-hmm.
And DJ
right.
Ronnie. Yep.
Let me catch Wolverine real quick.
Hey, we already acknowledged DJ Ronnie G. Don't boost his ego up more than we need.
Oh, okay. You go play with your turtles, DJ.
DJ Ronnie G likes his ego
some love.
boosted. There's Wolverine. And hello to Wolverine. How you doing?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Wolverines?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Wolverines.
Oh, hey. There we go. Get to work on it. I want Wolverine turtles or turtle Wolverines.
And speaking of Wolverine, he mentions Ren and Stimpy creator was a sicko. Yep. That's well documented.
Oh, yeah. I mean, John K. Yeah, because I can't pronounce his last name. He always goes by John K. Yeah, he's a unique individual.
And DJ Ronnie G says Mike already charged $50 for that first acknowledgement. First acknowledgement is $50. Every acknowledgement after that is $100. But speaking of someone who's had his own fair share of troubles, we're going to go ahead and move on to this article from comicbook.com. Pee Wee Herman star Paul Rubin sues over stolen memorabilia. I know you are, but what am I? All right. I liked Pee Wee Herman as a kid. I can't help it.
Yeah. And sometimes in the theater, his Pee Wee got to be seen too.
That's the trouble I was referring to that he had in the past.
Mm-hmm. My word, he was in an adult theater and he was caught
I know.
choking a chicken. It's like
he also had certain magazines too, unfortunately.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you go back and watch that thing, I don't want to go into.
Oh yeah, there's some very questionable stuff about Paul Rubens too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this article was posted yesterday. It's by Spencer Perry. It says Pee Wee Herman creator and fan favorite character actor Paul Rubens is taking a memorabilia company to court claiming theft. As reported by TMZ, the former Groundling star has filed a suit against the Commissaire collection, alleging that some merchandise and memorabilia tied to his hit TV show Pee Wee's Playhouse is stolen. According to the suit, Rubens lent the items to Commissaire, believing that they would be making their way into a museum of television display. The actor's suit goes on to reveal he discovered that no such museum exists, and the items had instead entered the private collection of the company. The report goes on to reveal that Rubens asked for the items to be returned, only to be told that they had been gifted to a commissary collection, and some had even sold at profit. Some of the items that Rubens took from the Pee Wee's Playhouse set included the dog chair, the Flurry puppets, and Mr. Window. In addition to cue cards and autographed photos from the set, Rubens' suit is seeking to stop further sale of any items, have the ones remaining returned to him, and whatever proceeds were collected from selling others. Rubens first started portraying the Pee Wee character on stage with the Pee Wee Herman show becoming so popular that HBO made a deal to film and broadcast it as a comedy special in 1981.
Mhm.
From there, Pee Wee would continue to appear on the stage, selling out New York City's Carnegie Hall and making multiple appearances on Late Night with David Letterman in character. From there, Pee Wee went on to the movies as Warner Brothers Pictures gave him a deal to develop a feature film based on the character, resulting in 1985's Pee Wee's Big Adventure. The feature film directorial debut of Tim Burton, which became an instant hit.
Mhm.
After Pee Wee's Playhouse debuted in 1986 and would run for 5 seasons on CBS with a big screen sequel, The Big Top Pee Wee, arriving in 1988, Rubin's career came to a halt in the early 90s after he was arrested, but quickly bounced back after making an appearance at the 1991 MTV Video Music Awards, where he arrived on stage and asked, "Heard any good jokes lately?" Rubens didn't appear as the character again for decades after this, appearing in minor roles or only providing voice work. His casting in the 1999 movie Mystery Men would bring him back to the public eye for the first time in years, and even saw him doing his first interviews out of character on television. He continued to act after this, but in 2010 revived the Pee Wee Herman show on Broadway, which in turn led to another feature film, Pee Wee's Big Holiday on Netflix. Well, he also hosted an episode of Monday Night Raw, and of course, that was back when I was watching wrestling still on a regular basis. But
Mhm.
and I'll admit, I liked Pee Wee as a kid. You know, myself and many other kids would imitate him. I know you are, but when I know you are, but when am I?
Mhm. Well, again, that was something that he came up completely for adults, and of course
Yeah,
became
yeah,
a
yeah,
kid
yeah.
thing. We talked about this, Max, but these people didn't know that. But and he was even Pee Wee Herman in one of the Cheech and Chong films. He was in, Paul Rubens was in two of them. Nice Dreams, I believe, and Up in Smoke. And then Tim Burton gave him that little minor cameo as the Penguin's father in Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, of course, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Reno 911, he made several appearances in. So, I mean, he was out there doing things. But, yeah. Go to Pee Wee.
I mean, the last time I watched Pee Wee's Big Adventure, I actually still enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. And this is not to take away from Paul Rubens, but that the success of that movie is as much on Tim Burton as it is with Pee Wee, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tim Burton understood the surrealness of the whole thing. And Pee Wee Herman is a surreal character.
What porn site has it? I don't know what streaming services have Pee Wee's Playhouse, but you might be able to find some of the clips from the Pee Wee Herman show that aired on HBO on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Hard to believe that was 1981. Oh,
And another thing, think about the different actors who were also associated with appearing on the Pee Wee Herman show and Pee Wee's Playhouse.
mm-hmm.
Phil Hartman.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Who's I believe Sunday was the anniversary of his passing, sadly. 25 years. Hard to 25 freaking years.
Mm-hmm. My gosh, I can remember, when the news broke about his unfortunate death and how it happened, and
yeah, just
it's like no way. And some people, they would know him from his stint on Saturday Night Live. Other people might remember him, and this isn't going to be a good impression, but it's going to be the best I got. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such flicks as Down Goes Fraser and Up and Adam. I know that was terrible. I know.
It's all right. We'll give you some credit for trying.
I'm Troy McClure. You might know me from such films as The Human Chin, The Cash Money Story, or I'm on the East Coast now, but I'm from California, The Pacific 414 Story.
I mean, you did. You had a lot of good talents besides Phil Hartman on Pee Wee's Playhouse. I mean, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yep.
Who would have thought? Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
And who did he play? Cowboy Curtis.
I guess Pee Wee had to keep on telling him, no, we're not going to go to a dark area here with Cowboy Curtis. I guess he...
Paul Rubens was really in that, and I probably would say it's quite underrated. He was quite good in that movie Blow, if you guys ever saw that.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. Very interesting movie. Based on a true story, if I remember correctly.
And Tim says he learned all his dance moves from Pee Wee Herman and Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, boy.
So tell me, Tim, do you go into a bar and get right on top of the bar and make sure that you have tequila playing in the background and start dancing on the bar?
Gosh. Do you do an impression of Napoleon Dynamite as well? The Talons, right? He said the Talon. That movie's underrated. I just
it
the whole
is.
thing
It's a good movie.
Vote for Pedro and.
And I do want to say hello to Raquel SSG. Hello, Raquel. How are you?
Hi, Raquel. Yeah, he was trying to do an animated show off of him, the Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah. Jace is don't be sad now, Jace. I'll make sure to cross you off the list. He's been listening to Phil and his nonsense too much. And remember, if you say Phil too many times, it'll be like
okay, stop. You know what happens if you say it one more time? You know, he is the devil. He'll drive us insane.
So what you trying to tell us is don't say Phil McCracken again.
Oh, there. You've gone and done it, Baron. You've gone and done it. I got to reload all my sound bites. I got rid of a lot of them because I want to add some new ones, but I want to do a fresh start of it. And Raquel says some memorabilia was stolen. That sucks. Yeah, he gave it to this memorabilia museum on the pretense that they would actually display this merchandise, but no, they sold some of it. And then with the other stuff, they said, "Oh, this was gifted," quote unquote.
Yeah.
And Tim says he voted for Pedro. Well, who didn't?
Yeah, Pedro's a good vote. It's a good person to vote for.
And Raquel says, "I'm doing good. Just chilling after a long day of traveling." Understood.
Oh, I wish I was chilling.
Well, I thought I provided a chilling environment for you, a relaxing environment for you where you could just
fix my. Did you fix my air conditioner? No, I'm.
Minnesota's a little bit of a long distance for me, Baron.
Oh, I'm just saying. Now you know on that show.
Well, here's what you do. You've got a lake up there in Minnesota. You jump in it and go off.
Actually, we got about 10,000 of them, so it's and it's like going to the video store trying to decide which movie you want to get. You're there all night.
Yeah, and you'll definitely go viral if you wear a dress and put on some makeup, Baron. So you'll be good to go.
Actually, the first part of the show would probably go viral, and I'd probably be accused of being trans, but that's beside the point.
And thank you very much for those kind words, Jace. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, he's saying good things about us?
Yeah, he's saying nice things about us.
Yep.
Oh. He must have gotten the good stuff to smoke.
And I want to say hello to Gap After Dark. And real quick, I do want to say subscribe to Cash Money. Subscribe. Do it. But
subscribe.
Gap's here. Yeah, Gap, I don't want your dirty pennies, man. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
So you want to subscribe to Cash Money so you can hear more of this.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Only sometimes. Can't be always.
But I mean, we've only got one more story left for tonight, but I do want to mention that for next Wednesday, I'm thinking about having a watch party. And one of the movies I'm thinking about having us all watch, because it's available here on YouTube for free with ads, is Stargate. And I'm going to ask you gentlemen right now, right here, right now. Yes, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out of the bullpen right now. I need you.
All right.
Uh-huh.
My vote is for Stargate. What's your vote, Cash?
I would like to watch Stripes, but
Bad news, it's not free no more. Not free no. Buy, rent, or watch on AMC Plus. Just did a check right now.
What is Stargate?
No, Stripes.
Oh, Stripes is? We can find another.
Well, wait a moment. I think I found another one. Stripes full movie HD quality. There we go. I found one. I found Stripes.
There we go.
Stripes here. It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
On YouTube, free to watch with ads?
I think we'll talk later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, no, it's gone. Never mind. Someone tried, doing some sailing and on the YouTube, and it looks like they did zap it. So.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I'm okay with Stargate, but Stripes would be good too. Whatever you guys want to do.
Well, I mean, we can also check and see. Yeah, it's still free on there, so we can also see what other ones. I mean, there's always down Periscope. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this. Yeah, I think the business is.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the YouTube movie page, and I'll put it on screen. Don't worry, everybody. I'll put it on screen, and we can go through the movies and see which ones.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of doing here. Yeah, but of course the dog started to bark.
All right. So there is another movie we could watch, everybody, and it is free with ads. And granted, we haven't had any situations that call for this clip. However, I'm gonna go ahead and play it anyway because this is a movie that's free on Netflix.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, they still show that movie a lot on cable.
So
I haven't seen that one. I'd be interested, but like I said, obviously I'm just one lone voice, and we all know what Gap wants.
Yes.
And it's disgusting.
And
plus, he wants Stargate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, getting to the Gap After Dark, his Twitter handle does have something to do with Stargate. Get into the gate. And hello, Whoopa. How are you?
Whoopa. Ooh, true.
Let's see. We could have these primetime movies for you. Epic.
Oh, cool.
Anchorman. Puss in Boots, The Lovely Bones, G.I. Joe, Arrival.
Lovely Bones. Oh, that movie.
I haven't seen it,
It's
and I can tell by your reaction,
it's
Cash.
brutal, but there's some parts in there that I just go, oh, but Stanley Tucci is so good in that movie.
We could miss it by that much by watching Get Smart.
Get Smart's a good movie. It's good.
A Royal in Paradise. Of course, I already mentioned Puss in Boots. How do you know? No. Whatever it takes. Hang it up.
Ugh,
Of course.
Speed 2. Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, Speed 2. There we go, everybody.
No.
Speed 2. First Daughter, Wedding Days, The Last Survivors, God's Dead. Oh, you know what we could watch? Yeah, I'd be
True
doing my
Lies.
Arnold impression the whole time. I would annoy everybody so quickly they'd leave the stream going, forget it. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting on that chopper mic. I'm not doing it. We can watch True Lies. Yeah.
True Lies is very good.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the original.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop.
Nice. Really good film.
Tunnel. Once Upon a Time in America.
That'd be a good one, but it's just long.
Yeah.
If we're watching Ace Ventura, the original one, then Paul has to be around for that. He's never watched it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in that case, because he does have his church duties on Wednesday, I would have to find out what time he came home, and we'd probably have to do the stream a little bit later instead of 6 p.m. because I'd want Paul to be here so we can watch it.
Mm-hmm. Plus, his family demands an exorcism after he sees a Jim Carrey movie, which is probably good for anybody that sees a Jim Carrey movie.
But IP Man, of course, Ace Ventura. Alrighty then. Let's see. Conspiracy Theory. The Darkest Hour. Oh, wait a minute. The Darkest Hour? The Darkest Hour? Does somebody have to light the Darkest Hour? Does somebody have to say...
One shall stand, one shall fall.
I know, completely unrelated.
Yes.
Let's see. Ghost in the Shell. And Drop Zone, Outlander. I've already mentioned Arrival. Four Brothers is a good movie.
I don't think I've watched it.
I like it.
Oh, look, they do have the original speed.
Yeah, they do.
Taking two.
Whoa. We gotta drive the bus. We gotta keep it at 50. Whoa. Joyride, The Core. The Core is not a bad movie.
Date movie.
Fallen 2, The Journey. Taken 2. I know where to find you. You're watching Pop Talk with Pacific414. Win Dixie. Of course, already mentioned Speed. Date movie, no. Yes, there are going to be some movies I'm going to go across and just say no. Of course, there's Nos, The Right Stuff, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Colors, Blind Dating, Date With Me. I've never heard of that. Maya the Bee, never heard of that. Waves, Life As We Know It. Ooh, The Fifth Element.
Ooh, I've never watched all that.
You ever see all that? And the Romancing the Stone.
That's not a bad film.
Unfortunately, I'm looking at it and it's only because I have it, but apparently it's free with ads. So we could watch that epic movie where they make fun of every movie that came out prior to its release.
Yeah.
Oh, Fortnite.
Yeah. That'll put butts in the seats. Actually, it might. You never know.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and we also have In the Mouth of Madness, Romancing the Stone. That's not a bad movie.
No,
Nope.
it's
Aftermath, The Ultimate Gift. I Killed Giants. Let's see, The Girl with All the Gifts. Fortnite.
I know Mike wants to see fat girls.
I thought it was Good Burger.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a movie. I'm just saying. Yeah, come on, guys, we gotta watch it. I don't care what you guys want to watch. We're gonna watch that movie. Last Exorcism, Mom 16, But I'm a Cheerleader. Good Burger, welcome to Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Never seen that whole movie.
I think they're remaking. I mean, not making, but making another one now.
Yeah, Fat Girls, Edison, Takers, Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, Dark Crystal, The Click.
Dark Crystal's a good one.
Yeah. Safe, Crawl, and
The Patriots, a very good film.
It is.
Chaos. We can watch Chaos. Wait a minute. If we watch Chaos, then we watch him on Twitch. There we go. Jupiter Ascending. I've heard mixed things about that movie.
Me too.
Jeepers Creepers 2. And Rendell, Dark Vengeance. Yes, The Patriots, a great movie. Quest for Camelot. IP Man. Unstable Fables. No. Just My Luck. No. Just looking at the cover for it. No.
Oh, come on. It looks like a wholesome rom-com.
No. Skyline. Mad Money. Alpha and Omega. The Wrong Daughter. Trust. Beverly Hills Cop 3. A Walk to Remember.
There we go.
A Little Bit of Heaven.
Another one.
Well, Christmas in Tennessee. Well, we'll wait for July to watch any Christmas movies. Christmas in July.
Yeah. There you go.
No.
Well, we got a Dungeons and Dragons movie, but
It's a
Thunderbolt.
fun one.
Yeah. Amusement. Starman.
The dude abides in alien form.
Master and Commanders are a very good.
Oh yeah. Master and Commander, Far Side of the Ocean. Great movie. And let's see. Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart. Drop Dead Gorgeous. The Man in the Iron Mask. That's a good movie. Kevin Hart. Four Feathers. The Dukes of Hazzard. The Beginning.
Oh, there. That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
IP Man 2. Legend of Grandmaster.
Never watched IP Man. Have you guys watched that?
No.
I've never even heard about it before today.
Me either.
I'm today years old knowing about that movie.
The Accidental Husband, Sinners and Saints, Cocaine Godmother. I wonder if that's anything like Cocaine Bear.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, sequels.
Just a dumb, stupid joke, folks. Just a dumb, stupid joke. All in. Enemy at the Gates. That's a good movie. So Undercover. Sugar and Spice. Oh, we can see Darth Arlena and Arwen Avalon. Sugar and Spice.
Ooh.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
I heard that.
I'm talking about the actual movie, not those two.
I would hope so. Dirty Jokes. Lost in Space. Okay, I like Lost in Space.
That was okay, yeah.
It's all right with Matthew. What's his name? Matt LeBlanc's in that.
Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
William. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Mimi
good.
Rogers filling up that suit. Oh my!
It was pretty good. I think I saw that in the theaters. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
I gave it a double D because of her.
Baron, people just can't take you anywhere anymore, man.
I get told that a lot, actually.
Hours. Leprechaun. Let's see. Charlotte Gray. I've heard good things about it. Down Periscope. Oh, come on. Down Periscope. Come on. We got to watch that. It's funny.
Actually, it's a pretty good film. I had a laugh.
That's a remake, isn't it?
No.
No, it's a movie based on the show.
Oh, okay.
The Chamber. What Breaks the Ice? Dino King.
Gosh,
Over Her Dead Body.
I've never heard of.
Yeah. So some of these are you'll find them in the value bin.
If you're
Down the
unlucky.
Dark Hall. Summer's By. Gone. Nowhere to Land. Zulu. Lucky 7. The Wrath of Vera.
Yeah, I've heard of Meet the Spartans, of course.
Yeah. That's just a parody of 300. And
Mhm.
all right, so I'm not going to go through anymore. But
Ooh.
L.A. Confidential, that's a good movie.
Remo Williams.
Great film. Great movie.
Okay, so I'm going to look at the chat and see what everybody in the chat is thinking.
Oh, we have to go with them.
It's fair, Baron. It's fair.
But we never said we were fair.
Wait, we? Where is this we coming from?
It's the royal we.
Royal we. There we go.
Oh! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cash. I'll have my pinky out for the royal we.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I know, guys. I'm just trying to be funny. I know it's going over like a lead balloon.
King Mike the 414th.
All right, so let's see what everybody is saying. And of course, we've got a vote from Gaps who says, yes, Stargate.
I am shocked beyond belief.
And Raquel says either movie sounds good, but of course that was early on. So let's see it. And of course, Stargate. And Kitty Bear has a vote for Down Periscope.
Yes.
Whoopa Troopa has a vote for Anchorman.
It's a good vote.
And Gap says never saw Anchorman.
Yeah.
Tim is voting for True Lies.
Very good fun.
Raquel says True Lies is good. Kitty Bear says, Cash, you're fired.
But he still comes back.
Whoopa Troopa says, I vote for whatever option means Pacific does his Arnold voice. There you go. That's right. Come on. Vote for an Arnold movie. Come on. Do it. Do it now. Let's see. Tunnel is from Norway.
Oh, I know why he probably says I was fired, because I said I never have watched all of The Fifth Element. I'm just guessing.
And Gav says he's never seen True Lies. Oh, come on. What's wrong with you? Go watch it.
They were all bad.
IP Man is a good one.
Never heard of that.
Jetspark says True Lies. Yeah. Okay, so right now True Lies is leading. Come on. IP Man is good movie. Donnie did post that it looks like it will be a new one. And Raquel says you gotta watch it. It's funny and action packed. Gap says I'll put on my list, and action is the ticket. Raquel says Ghost in the Shell is a good anime movie. Kitty Bear says Taken to the dad who had his family kidnapped twice.
Okay.
Jet Spark says I want in if you watch True Lies. Why? See, everybody wants an Arnold movie. Come on.
Yeah, the winner is the Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, you never know. That might come out of nowhere. The core is all right.
Never watched that.
Speed rules. Whoa.
The first Speedy is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Raquel says, haven't seen The Fifth Element.
I would be fine with watching.
In the Mount of Madness. Okay. Let's see.
In other words, this show.
If they have scary movies, I don't know. I'd have to go further down the list. And let's see. Raquel's saying, yeah, that's a movie I haven't seen starring Bruce Willis. And of course, referring to Good Burger because that was a sketch on all that. And Jet Spark says, yes, watch Fifth Element right now.
What about G.I. Joe and the Rise of Cobra?
I mean, yeah, if we want to think people hate us. Let's see.
Tia Carrera's in True Lies. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's great to look at even now.
Oh.
I might, depending on the movie they are going to watch, Jet Sparks.
That Relic Hunter show was actually pretty good. That she was in. It was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeepers Creepers.
Never got into that.
Jeepers Creepers, we get to that.
Gap is saying skip Jupiter Ascending. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Pit Viper is saying what's up to Whoopa. Let's see. Is an IP man based on Bruce Lee? Master, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jace brings it up here. Let's see. All right, I'm looking through. It does have the word gate in it. And Jet Spark says he's leaving for an air show next week in Tennessee. Have fun.
Sounds like fun.
Take pictures if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Bruce. Let's see. True Lies from me. Okay. So True Lies is currently leading the vote. And Whoopa says everyone who doesn't vote for the Arnold movie is a girly man. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I activate voice AI and should I do it?
Yeah, might as well.
Up to you.
Might as well. Might as well. Give me a second to set it up and.
You had to go, people. You had to task them. You had to poke the bear. How unbearable. Oh, we already saw Strange Brew. I was going to say, hey, let's see Strange Brew. Oh, that's right. We already did that.
I'm just waiting for the program to load up. Then I have to change some settings so it'll actually work.
Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Oh, the original Vikings with Kurt Russell. Not Kurt Russell, but Kirk Douglas. Oh, King Solomon Mine. There we go. Just looking through some of these other films. Battle of the Bulge. 1966. Free, unrated. Oh, St. Elmo's Fire. There we go. We got to watch St. Elmo's Fire. Our fanboys. Oh, Convoy. Oh, Gator. We should go full Burt Reynolds, go Gator. That sounds like a fun one.
Bear with me. I just got to go through some settings.
Or we can watch Battle Beyond the Stars for Phil McCracken. See, that's free. So that's why I'm babbling over here. I see Cash is really doing a good job helping keep me going on this one. So I'm just trying to go the best I can by myself. Again, on my shoulders. I got a hernia trying to carry the show.
I'm just listening to you. So
yeah. Oh, Quickly Down Under. That's a good movie. That was a good movie.
No, we're not watching Star Trek V, Gab.
The greatest Star Trek film.
I watched that once, and that was enough. Caddyshack 2. Gosh dang it, Gab.
Yeah.
That
we already had that.
Nobody people need to stop torturing themselves with bad films.
Well, some people love it. They keeps them alive. I mean, honestly.
I guess so.
Oh, here's one. Blackfish. It's a documentary about orcas.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Crit Hayes. Yeah, I've never watched it. I've heard about it.
Oh, he hates that one. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Then we need to watch it. Support your local sheriff. Now, there's a good movie with, of course, Jim Gardner.
What is it?
Support your local sheriff.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Oh, it's a mad, mad, mad world. It's a mad, 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 mad world. There you go.
Yeah, that's true, Gap. At least but Paul's not here, so he can't vote right now.
Paul. What would Paul want?
What would Paul want? I don't know. I'm not sure.
VeggieTales.
You probably want the Dark Crystal. That movie's weird. I was watching that one night with Crit. I didn't know what to think of that with the puppets.
Yeah, it's definitely a different film. Ooh, there's some Steven Seagal films, Sniper, Special Ops, in Cartels. Wow.
Under Siege, I think the one I've watched of those, a few of those Under Siege movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Steven Seagal, Mercenary for Justice. Dun, dun, dun.
I haven't watched a lot of Steven Seagal. I've watched some, but yeah.
No. Oh, Lone Wolf McQuade. There's a good one. David Carradine and Chuck Norris.
David Carradine. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I think that's actually a good movie. Oh, we could watch Pumping Iron. If we want to have an Arnold film, we could do Pumping Iron. Oh, Minecraft.
VeggieTales. I've never heard of that. Minecraft the movie.
Minecraft. Thomas and the Magic Railroad. You've never heard of VeggieTales?
No.
Oh, you.
No. VeggieTales. What is that? A '90s movie? Early 2000s?
Series of stuff. I'll tell you later. Oh,
okay.
they got Navy SEALs with Charlie Sheen.
I agree, Gap. I agree, but unfortunately, there's a guy around, a certain person, which we won't use his name, who encourages these movies and says, "Hey, check out Caddyshack 2," and then people watch it, and then they're horrified and they wonder why.
And then they still take his suggestions.
That's right.
As you can hear him cackling. Even worse,
Yes.
you hear them cackling, and people still go for it.
They do. It's true. It's like we tell them to don't watch this. Just don't watch this.
We plead. It's just not even.
Please don't. Was that the first time you ever watched Caddyshack 2?
No, I've seen it before. I knew what was going on. Like I said, I stayed there just to hear the pain and the suffering because I knew how bad that movie was. I knew how bad that movie was.
A lot of these sequels, even I don't think Airplane 2 is as bad as Caddyshack 2.
No.
But it's a toss-up probably too.
Oh, we can see the John Wayne Cox film Brannigan.
Yeah. Do they have anything like the Dirty Dozen on there? I'll check.
Well, they do have the RBG. You could watch the notorious RBG.
RPG.
My stepdaughter just walked into the office here. It's interesting to see her, and now she's attacking my cat.
Why is she attacking your cat?
I don't know. Poor mouse.
Wow.
She's braining the poor thing. Run silent, run deep. There we go. There's a good one. But kids nowadays, kids like Gap probably couldn't sit through that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Here we go. Racing Stripes. That's the one we have for Paul.
Oh, really? I didn't know that, Anonymous. Thank you.
What did Anonymous say here?
Oh, about Veggie Tales. No, I've never.
Oh, yeah. The big famous one they had was the Lord of the Beans.
Lord of the Beans.
Yeah, Lord of the Beans. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys recommend this. Okay. I might have to look into it.
Well, I didn't recommend it. I just said it's something that Paul would watch.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was trying to get it to work, but it would start working for a little bit, and then it would stop working. So,
like us, yeah. Oh, there we go. She Devil. We can watch She Devil with Roseanne Barr and Ed Begley Jr. And
is that
I've only seen bits and pieces of that.
It's horrible.
Is it awful? Is it as bad as that Rosie O'Donnell and Where They East to Eden or whatever the hell it's called?
Oh yeah.
That movie has that movie is something for sure.
Yeah, it's something, all right.
It is.
Oh God, my eyes.
Yeah.
I think we should go Pumping Iron. There's the definitive Arnold film right there.
Pumping Iron.
Pumping Iron. You get to see Lou Frank? No. He thought he could unseat me, but I taught him that.
Sleep well, Kitty Bear.
Oh, Kitty Bear's going to bed?
Yeah, good night, Kitty Bear.
Larry Boy is awesome. I've never heard of Larry Boy. Have you guys heard of that?
Larry Boy sounds familiar.
First time I've heard of it.
That's why I always laugh when people are like, "Are you living under a rock?" It's like, do you know how many movies has been made in the last so many years? Even classics, like you're like, "Oh, you've never watched that?" It's like, no.
You mean you never heard of VeggieTales? Come on, man. Come on, man.
I might have heard of the name at some point, but I've never watched the movie.
It wasn't in your filmmaking critiquing. Oh,
no,
Black
it
Dawn.
wasn't. No.
Maybe we should have a Steven Seagal fest and then ask Fats to join us.
He'd probably join. I don't know for sure.
We could always watch Elvira.
Oh, the Elvira movie's on here? Oh, I didn't see it.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Boobs.
Let's see. Pennywise, the story of it.
Oh.
Oh, the English language version of Beauty and the Beast.
Spy Kids? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Agent Cody Banks, too.
Never got into that. Oh, no. Agent Cody Banks. Yes,
oh,
I know.
No.
Agent Cody Banks. It's okay.
Halo Legends. That might be better than the Halo TV series.
Probably.
I don't know how to think about anything. Is.
Yeah,
The Adventures of Pluto Nash. There we go. Eddie Murphy.
The only thing I can say about the Halo TV show is that it's not connected at all with the game, and they made that very clear. But still, it's just taken off the helmet and some of the other stuff that went on. Nope.
Then the important question.
We could watch the Avengers.
Pluto
I'm
Nash.
not talking about.
It's like when Eddie Murphy was in Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, there I see it. Yeah.
Based on the British TV show.
Yeah, Ralph
Amateur
Fiennes.
Night.
Uma
I'm sure that's a great movie, Amateur Night. Be Cool. Did I ever watch that? I might have watched that one.
And Sean Connery.
Sean
I'll
Connery,
take
yes.
S-Words for 100, Alex.
Moonstruck isn't a bad film. I haven't seen that in years.
Oh, I think the last time I saw it was when it was on cable.
Legally Blonde.
That's a funny movie. Yeah.
I wish they would have the original Cannonball Run on instead.
Oh yes, yeah. It's better than 2. Yeah.
Oh, far better.
Yeah. Yes.
Quigley Down Under.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I've never really gotten into the Leprechaun movies.
No wonder why your luck sucks.
That's right. Absolutely.
Oh, let's see.
Is that
Hey,
IP
we can get her done.
Get it done.
Get her done.
Yeah, we can watch Health Inspector with Larry the Cable Guy. Get her done.
I remember seeing the trailer that I'm like, I don't want to see this movie.
All right,
Yeah,
all right. This movie seals it. I found a movie. Now, y'all can vote against me, but surely I can't be serious because nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. The Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Naked Gun's on here? I didn't see it.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
it's
Naked
right
Gun's
there.
on here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's on.
There it is. Now I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Files of Police Squad. Oh, yeah. 1988.
Yeah, those movies are stuff. One's my favorite. 2's still pretty funny, and 3's got its moments.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well,
Wait.
Ooh, Galaxy Quest is
Yes,
on here now.
Galaxy Quest.
is on there. Yeah.
Underrated.
I wouldn't say
Not
that.
the Enterprise.
I don't know. I think Galaxy Quest is underrated. I don't hear that many people talking about that movie as much as other sci-fi films or films like that, Baron.
Well, not amongst normies, but amongst us.
Yeah, I think Galaxy Quest is still considered underrated. I don't hear that many people have ever talked about that. Like, oh, I saw Galaxy
Quest.
Quest.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt, Cash, but here we go. Here's the movie.
Which one?
Harry Boy?
Harry and Meghan.
You gotta be effing kidding me.
Come on, man. Of course.
Come on, man.
Of course, that crap has to be on there.
Only if they have the 2-hour high-speed car chase through Manhattan.
Yeah, because we know that happened.
Only if we can watch the South Park episode before or after. Yes. Either way.
I need my privacy.
But yeah, right now my vote's for Galaxy Quest.
It's a very good film.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is that the Son of the Mask? Oh.
No,
I don't want to watch. I'll veto that one.
Yeah, you should.
I'll use my veto power.
Harry and Meghan, a royal romance. Oh, look! Don't they look like such a wonderful couple? They almost look like they could take over the crown and lead England to a new prosperous age.
Super
Barbershop too. That's not bad. I like.
No, it's not
best.
I mean, we've already watched Strange Brew, eh? Take off, eh?
I almost voted for that again.
Yeah.
Hey, Strange Brew. Oh, that's right. We saw it.
Convoy is a good movie.
Which one?
Convoy.
I think.
That.
It's been a while. But I think I've watched that. Yeah. Convoy.
Best friends, Goldie Hawn and Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds doing a rom-com. There we go.
Hotel Rwanda, I heard, is really good.
Yeah. I actually watched that after it came out on DVD. And
never watched.
I enjoyed it. Support your local gunfighter.
Well, the Bible for Paul. So
but you want to see Sheriff though. Sheriff is better than Gunfight.
Yeah,
that's what. Just right. That's what Mike wants to watch.
hey, yo. You know I can watch, you know. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
I think we should watch RBG. Come on, we should, that Great American RBG, the Notorious RBG.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh,
the Alamo with John Wayne.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now listen here, Pilgrim.
Blank Man.
Oh shit, Blank Man?
Yeah.
Rotel Wanda.
Yeah.
Freaking anonymous.
Hey, we can watch Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a few good selections in here.
Yeah, there are. It's hard to make a choice.
The King of Comedy, is that the original King of Comedy? No, it's something else. Okay.
I mean, I'm even serious about seeing this one. If you haven't seen Every Which Way But Loose, it's worth watching. Clint Eastwood film. I know it's the quote unquote monkey film, the monkey films, but
he just turned 93 the other day. It's crazy.
I know. Jeez.
James Woods had some really nice things to say about him on a tweet, though. I was like,
I am not surprised at all.
Yeah. No, I know, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's if he did say nice things, Clint Eastwood would have hunted him down.
Well, if you wanted to do Burt Reynolds, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
It was all right.
It's not a bad movie.
Not a bad one. Yeah, it's Don Bluth.
All right, they're doing a new live action movie where dogs talk called Stray. I had to see that trailer. I said, "Bleh." I said, why are we doing this?
How about Fern Gully?
Fern Gully.
Rainforest.
Yeah, Fern Gully. Yes.
Hoosiers. That's a good.
That's
movie.
that animated one, right? Fern Gully.
Yeah. That's again Don Bluth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Hoosiers is a fantastic movie. Fantastic sports inspirational film.
I hate baseball.
Run Silent, Run Deep. That's a good movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's some westerns. Yeah. There's a lot of films, though. You go, no.
I mean, walking the cross-out streets in halls, you don't want to watch that? I mean, obviously.
Yes. I'm sure it's
All right.
I'm sure it's a winner. Yes.
No, I'm sure it is too.
Oh, good. We can watch a Varn movie. Hey, Varn.
Ernest Goes to School. No, you
hey,
don't want to watch that.
The yard? Yeah,
I saw that when it was on Amazon at one point, and no, you don't want to watch Ernest Goes to School.
Nobody wants to.
You know what I mean, Vern?
No. Is any of those Vern movies good? I don't know. Or Ernest movies?
Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Goes to Jail.
I've never really.
And Ernest Saves Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
there, three of them right there.
There we go.
Oh, who's that girl with Madonna and Griffin Dunn?
Yeah.
Who's that girl?
And that's the end of this list. I mean,
you all are on thin ice.
Here's the thing: if I'm voting for comedies right now, the top two would be Galaxy Quest and The Naked Gun.
Good selections there.
And if you wanted to be annoyed by me doing my Arnold impression the whole time, you can watch True Lies.
But
I don't think anybody wants to be annoyed.
Avoid the noise.
Oh, guys, wait. Okay, okay, I'm putting in my veto power as president of Pop Talk. We are watching Care Bears, the movie. There you go, everybody. Next Wednesday, Care Bears, the movie. It's settled.
Care Bears.
Yeah, I quit.
Me too. Yeah, True Lies or Naked Gun. Those aren't bad choices at all.
Those are good choices right there. I mean, even better than What's the Worst That Could Happen with Martin Lawrence and Danny DeVito.
I mean, that's a funny movie.
Watch that one? I don't remember if I did.
I don't know if I've seen that one, to be honest with you, but it doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean I'm putting it on the list.
What is that? Minecraft? Oh my goodness, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Minecraft Into the Nether.
How about the Pregnancy Pact? There we go. Watch that one.
Yeah, All Dogs Go to Heaven isn't a terrible movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Dom DeLuise.
Wait, hold on, it skipped on me. Here's a thing. Hey, so what do you hate? A potted plant, a picture?
Anonymous.
Oh man. Yeah, I never watched the.
Gap has three choices:
Mhm.
Stargate, True Lies, or The Naked Gun.
Mhm. Good choices. Good choices. Good choices. I can't see those are bad ones.
No, they're not.
But I think Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector, should be in consideration.
No, it should.
Get her done.
Get it on.
I don't. Cartels. With Steven Seagal, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, have a Steven Seagal marathon.
Did we go to all the way to the end, or
Yeah.
did we almost
I already
get there?
scrolled down all the way to the end here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not many.
No.
There's not many, unfortunately. There's a few things here and there. It's just
There's a lot.
just by the titles.
There's more than I expected there to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there is some good films in there, but whether you want that for a movie night or not, that's
Right.
the debate.
Furry Vengeance. So yeah, I'm sure that's a winner.
Yeah, furries. Yay, furries. Where's the wood chipper?
Let's watch several episodes of Fraggle Rock in honor of Anonymous. Well, you know what? Anonymous, you're here, and I know, but you know, it's Pop Talk tradition.
Anonymous. Anonymous. Anonymous.
There we go.
I never get tired of that. I really don't.
there isn't a Grand Theft Auto movie in there. No.
Not sure.
Oh, and of course, I'd have to throw it. If there's another one, Anchorman. There we go.
I want to watch Deliverance. Do I really want to watch that? I don't think so.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It. I don't know.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's a bad movie.
Which one?
Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Yeah.
Sure. Not Mel Brooks' shining moment, let's put it that way. Or, for that matter, Leslie Nielsen.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So I would say Galaxy Quest, Naked Gun, Anchorman, Stargate.
Yeah.
And True Lies. Those are my choices now. Just narrowing it down to one. If I'm going to be honest, if we go for comedy, I would go with Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
I'd go with that.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So, anyone else for Galaxy Quest? Galaxy Quest, going once, going twice.
It's Galaxy Quest.
And I'm not quite sure what Pit Viper's saying nope about, but I'll find out.
I think you wanted to have the VeggieTale movie.
Empire of the Sun, that's a good movie, but I'm thinking comedy, but it's not up to me. It's up to everybody. All right. Gap is saying Stargate.
I'm shocked.
No, wow.
Anonymous is saying all three. That'd be one hell of a long stream.
Yeah, it's called But Numathon.
Let's see. Raquel is saying Fifth Element. Okay. Gap is saying Fifth Element is awesome. Okay, 2 votes for Fifth Element.
Okay. I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine with it too.
Well, I'm not whining yet.
No, I'm not whining either. I'm Just
Yeah.
waiting to see what other votes we get.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying for me. Yeah. Doesn't mean I won't want it. I'm just saying.
Get yourself some cheese with that wine. I'm just going back through the movies to see if there's anything else that catches my eye. Da, 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 da.
Nabisco.
And Whoopa saying True Lies, and Mike reads all Arnold lines. Oh gosh, that might drive people away. Whoopa. I mean, we could watch Aftermath. It is an Arnold movie.
Watch that one.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
You have now.
Yeah. On May 31st, 2023, I've heard of an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie I never heard of before.
Arnold, he's the man. Arnold with the plan.
All right.
You'll crash your head. Don't
Any other votes?
I think we're going once, going twice on that one.
All right.
I agree, Raquel.
Well, they got Cannonball Run 2 and not Cannonball Run. I mean,
yeah, Cannonball Run is a great movie.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yes, exactly.
All right. All in favor of Galaxy Quest, put a 1.
No.
We've got to tally up the votes somehow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not what I asked, Pit Viper. All in favor of Galaxy Quest.
Chaos.
Put a 1.
That's not a 1. How dare you, sir? Dare you?
2, 3.
So, Pip Viper wants to watch Care Bears. I get it. All right.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yes. Cash, you know how it works here. He said, nope, we're watching Care Bears. Don't settle. Chaos is going to give me so much shit. I don't care.
Yes, you will.
Let's see. Anonymous says Galaxy Quest. Jason, Galaxy Quest.
Yep.
We got another smartass.
Another smartass. Well, it's expected.
All right. I'm just waiting here.
Of course, Whoopo vote for Care Bears. What Whoopo really would want is we watch a Pokemon animated film. I think there's been a few. Hasn't there yet?
I'm not playing it today, Chaos. This is for next Wednesday. Instead of talking about all the pop culture news, next Wednesday is going to be a watch party. And as far as playing the movie, this is how, because I know you haven't been here, Chaos, when I've done the watch party.
But the way chaos.
But the way the watch parties work is I don't count them as Pop Talk open panels. You can join us on the panel to watch the movie, but I'll just take the link here from YouTube, put it in the chat for everybody before we start the movie, and I'll pin it to the top, and then I do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play, and then we all watch the movie. Now, I do recommend if you don't have one, get an ad blocker. There's some for free, so you can download a free ad blocker and not have to worry about the commercials.
Do it.
Yeah.
Pokemon, the first movie watch party. Let's make it happen.
It's you just mentioned the word Pokemon and you get his attention.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. As long as it doesn't go Christian on us, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting right now. Galaxy class. Yes, I'm thinking about a certain starship. Galaxy Quest is in the lead. Okay, we got a few more votes for Galaxy Quest.
Yep.
I guess so.
All right, not
Okay.
no.
Notice how Gap's just trying to take over. I see.
Yeah. I'm noticing that.
Yeah, what are we gonna do about that?
Tell you what.
It's
I'm
true.
gonna create a poll. I'm gonna create a poll real quick. Give me a second to do it.
He's polling. Mike fights for your democracy as he has a poll of what movie you want to see. Of course, I run the voting machine company, so who knows what will happen.
Which movie should we watch for next week's Pop Talk?
Next week, people. Next week.
Not this week. Not this episode.
We're not that spontaneous.
Chaos is like this week.
No, next week.
Of course he is.
Just you gotta relax, Chaos. It'll be all right, man. Play some XCOM.
Calm down. Calm down. All right. So I'm putting in Galaxy Quest.
Should we do one of those things where we spin the wheel and then put?
No,
I'm creating a poll. Give me a second here. Man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's making them poll.
Yeah, do you even listen to the show that you're on?
I do.
Okay,
Do you, Baron?
Yeah.
I don't.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do I have to separate you two? Let's see. Galaxy Quest.
Mike's trying to be the teacher, Baron.
Yeah.
Where's the spitballs?
Stargate.
Good morning, Mr. Pacific.
All right, it's only going to let me ask four poll questions on here. So the fourth movie that I'm going to put on there is going to be The Fifth Element. Fifth. Oh. All right. So I am asking my community. I'm going to go ahead and pin this poll to the top. So let me open another window so I can do that.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Second, let me pin it. So I will just wait for everybody to vote. I can see the results of the poll on my side. Baron, if you want to go ahead and put the same poll on your side, so this is fair.
Oh. Okay.
For those watching on Baron Orman Tax Fandomology,
I don't even have enough. Where's my channel? Gotta go to my channel.
And then what you're going to do, Baron, is you can do it either on the actual page or from your studio. Is you're going to hit the plus sign underneath your chat, and that's going to let you add the poll. And then you can just change the yes to your poll question, and then go down to the next one, and then you'll see an option to add another question, and then after that, add another one.
Okay, so add option. So again, we had Naked Gun, right? That was one of them.
The four that I went with: Galaxy Quest,
okay,
True Lies, Stargate, and Fifth Element. Don't worry, we'll have more watch parties in the future. So if we don't watch one of the movies we're talking about during next week's watch party, then we'll do it another time.
I know I spelled it wrong, but who cares? Okay, ask my community. I'm asking my community right now. Oh, there it is.
So I'll go ahead and give folks time to answer the question and answer the poll, and we'll go ahead and move on to our last story here. And
we still have a story?
Yeah, we still have a story, but I just thought, it'd be a good time right now to discuss the movie before we get into the last story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so our last story here is from Bound in the Comics. And it says Final Fantasy 16 developer Naoki Yoshida explains how the game differentiates itself from other RPGs.
Wait a moment. Shouldn't this be called 16th Fantasy? It's not Final Fantasy. It's the 16th Fantasy.
Well, we could also go by Whoopa's route. When they finally announce the Final Fantasy, then he'll buy the game. So the story is by John F. Trent. It was posted yesterday on Bounding into Comics. It says Final Fantasy 16 developer Naoki Yoshida recently discussed the evolution of the video games and how many games incorporate RPG elements. He also delved into how this latest installment in the Final Fantasy franchise differentiates itself from its competitors. It says, speaking with RPG site, Yoshida first commented on the evolving state of the video game genre and the incorporation of RPG elements to things like first-person shooters and action elements into classic RPGs. He said, it's interesting, but I think that everyone is kind of aiming for the same sort of things. So you have these very classic hardcore games that are like, okay, we need to make ourselves a little more modern. We need to bring in those action elements. Then you have those action games that are like, yeah, but people really like these RPG elements. So we kind of need to go this way. And so everyone's kind of like, there's this window of that perfect blend that everyone's aiming for. Let's see. Yoshida then detailed that he believes sets Final Fantasy 16 apart. I think what sets Final Fantasy 16 apart is that we focused, again, while we're moving to action, we put a lot of effort into creating action, and it's got to be about the story. Well, there's somebody who gets it, and it has to be about story.
Yep.
Final Fantasy is about the story. We put our main focus even more than action on that story. He then pointed to previous mistakes in the franchise, and you look at You look back at the previous games at Final Fantasy 15, they had their story, but it wasn't complete. And then they tried to make it complete, and then they promised some more story, but then they don't give us the story. And so you had a lot of people that went into the series wanted to them give them, sorry, a great story, and they didn't get that. And a lot of people were disappointed in that. Like, even if they like the game, they're left wanting because one of those main pillars of the Final Fantasy series stories was not given to them, Yoshida explained. He doesn't want to make the same mistake, and so we wanted to make sure that we had our first and foremost focus on the story, and we think that it's going to set us apart from all those other games out there. In those games, yes, you're going to have action, you can have those RPG elements, but they are going to have a story that is as engaging as Final Fantasy 16. Goes on to say, I think that's what sets it apart. And then it also says later in the interview, Yoshida would also note that the story is also his biggest worry when it comes to player reaction. He detailed my biggest theme, and I guess it's my biggest worry. But the one thing that I'm looking for is how people think of story, and I want to know how people think when they get to the end of the game and they finish watching all the way to the end credits that they feel at the moment. How will they feel? That's what I want to know. I want to know if they're going to say this was the greatest thing ever or this was a really interesting story. I'm just waiting to see how the fans react to the story because that's what we put so much effort into, he elaborated. He continued, of course, it'll be interesting to see what those hardcore action gamers think of the systems that Final Fantasy fans, what if Final Fantasy fans that maybe don't like action and make it this new style of play. Those are all things that I'm also interested in learning about. But when it comes down to it, all I really want to know is what people think of the story. While he's looking forward to seeing the reactions of players, Yoshida also noted that he approached the story the same way he approaches the story of Final Fantasy 16. I'm 14, whatever. Yeah, I'm tired. Sorry. I kind of approach the Final Fantasy 16 story the same way I approach expansions of Final Fantasy 14. He relayed, I think a good script is something that doesn't give all the answers at the end. It invokes a lot of feelings. It makes people think. It leaves a little bit of doubt there at the end. He continued, you're going to have the finality in the main beats of the story, and you're going to get those answers. But there is always going to be that door left open a little bit to get people thinking. Moving forward, when people get the game, they play it and they love it enough that they want to see more. We've left the door open a little, just enough so that we can continue and can show more. But for what you're going to get on June 22nd, it's going to be a complete experience that you're going to be able to enjoy from beginning to end. It says, as for the story, what the story is actually about, the official description of the game from Square Enix states Final Fantasy 16 introduces players to an all new story in the Final Fantasy universe, an epic dark fantasy that takes place in the realm of Balasay? Uh, I don't know, I'm probably wrong. A land blessed in the light of the mother crystals and where peace falters as the spread of the blight threatens to destroy their dominion. The fate of the land is decided by the Econs, mighty summon beasts, and their dominants, men and women who have been blessed with the ability to call upon and wield them. This is the tale of Clive Rosfield, a warrior granted the title First Shield of Rosaria and sworn to protect his younger brother Joshua, the dominant of the Phoenix. Icon of the Fire, before long, Clive will be caught up in a great tragedy and swear revenge on the Dark Icon, known as Eifert. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. A mysterious entity that brings calamity in its wake, the description concludes. The game arrives exclusively on PlayStation 5 on June 22nd. Oh, so no, if you got PC, no game for you. Thanks.
Poor us.
Poor PC gamers.
I guess we're a PC. We're a PC.
I guess we're on the outside looking in, guys.
Yeah. We're not privileged.
No. We're not wanted. We're not wanted.
Makes me sad.
We're not wanted.
Very sad.
Pacific said.
Cash.
Cash could care less. Silence from a Cash tells you everything. But
Right
yeah.
there.
No, that's unfortunate. It's not coming to PC. Because I don't see myself buying a PS5 anytime soon.
No, not here.
No. So I don't know. It sounds like a good idea, but will it actually be executed? I guess I'll have to watch live streams to find out if it's actually executed well, as far as the story is concerned.
As long as I don't get executed.
Yep. So that's really all I have to say, because I'll admit I'm a little disappointed that it's not coming to PC. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll on my side, Baron.
Okay.
Before we close out the broadcast here.
Okay, I can close mine up. Oh, where are you? There we go. And then end poll. There we go.
End poll. Okay. So I have the results here for the poll. At 37%, we have Fifth Element in the lead. And then coming in at number 2 was True Lies. That had 25%. I need to correct myself. And then Stargate had 26% of the vote. And Galaxy Quest had 12% of the vote. So, ladies and gentlemen.
On my side, I have 25% for Stargate, 25% for True Lies, and 50% for The Lion King. I mean, The Fifth Element.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a clear-cut winner here, folks. We have a clear-cut winner. It's The Fifth Element. So, next Wednesday, normal start time of 6 p.m. Eastern, we will be having a watch party of The Fifth Element. And as I stated before, as I've run watch parties on this channel before, the way we do it is I pin the link to the top for the movie. I will also have a link, and this does not count for the open panel. This is a watch party. So I will put the invite link there in the chat for anybody who wishes to be on the panel. And as we're watching the movie, we can make our own commentary. So if Baron has a point of view he wants to bring up, he brings up his point of view. Cash brings up his point of view. Gap brings up his. Jet, if you're able to be here, I know you said you're going to be going to Tennessee next week, but if by any reason you're able to be here, you can add your commentary to the movie. Raquel, Pit Viper, JT Gunn, Jason, anyone who's here listening, we're on the panel. We have our own opinions. They're not right. They're not wrong. They're our own opinions on the movie.
Right. I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Does Final Fantasy 16 potentially make you guys want to actually buy a PS5, or are you not sure about that game?
No.
Okay.
I can say I don't have any interest in buying a PS5.
Okay.
If anything, I'd rather upgrade my PC.
Yeah.
Same here.
I mean, more games from Sony will be coming on PC. Just hopefully the ports will be better than something like The Last of Us.
Will
I don't know. I would hope so.
Well,
God of War turned out well, and so did Horizon Zero Dawn for the most part.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, Gap. If you wanted to host a watch party of Stargate, you could do that.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll be there.
How you like your precious democracy now, Gap, huh?
And Chaos, a.k.a. Pit Viper, says, be right back. Going to store lurk mode. Engaged. All right, so he'll be listening on his phone.
Give me.
And Jason says, love Final Fantasy, but I will not buy a PS5 because of it. Yeah. Like I said, I'd rather upgrade my PC. If I had to make a choice, I'd rather upgrade the PC. Yeah. Not that I'm looking to do that anytime soon, but
3 hours later. Get me the PC.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't do that right now. No. I gotta get a new lawnmower.
He thinks a lawnmower's more important.
He's gonna hijack the stream and play Care Bears. Is that what you're gonna do, Baron?
The size of my yard, I'm looking at a riding lawnmower.
Ooh.
Are you gonna hijack the stream and play Care Bears? I can just imagine that. That sounds like something a certain crack.
No, that's a McCracken move. Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely Phil.
Because he's the double.
And Jet Sparks is saying, I want a PC. Yeah. PC's just the better way to go, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sony hasn't been great with this PS5. Like the PS4, I would even say is worth buying. Even a Switch is worth buying. But the Xbox Series X might be a little bit better to buy because of the emulation you can do. But the PS5, there still needs to be more on there. Now, if you want to just play like third-party games, sure, and there's some first-party, but still, I would go with a PC if you can save up for a PC.
Yeah. And, even some of the more affordable gaming PCs are still better than what they were 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Plus, they can do your taxes.
Yeah.
Your PlayStation won't do that, folks. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You can use Steam. I know some people do have an issue with Epic Games, but you can use Epic Games, GOG, just to name a few.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's a good time to wrap up this edition of Pop Talk. But before we do, Baron, is there anything coming up for you?
There's some sort of watch party happening next week. I guess we're going to be seeing The Fifth Element. So I'm doing that next week. And, of course, Pop Talk Sunday and The Kings on Sunday as well.
Very cool. Very cool. And, Cash, what's coming up on the Phantom Hooligans?
The Phantom Hooligans, we have Bolt Gun. So that Warhammer game combines Warhammer and Doom. So that'll be coming up. I got the thumbnail all made for it. So I'm going to be ready to rock.
The Phantom Doomigans.
The Doomigans. So that'll be coming up. And then maybe if you're available this week, Baron, we'll play Broforce with Mike. And
Broforce. I'm ready for it. I'm ready
all right,
for it.
Cool.
Baron Broman Tag! Bro Money 007! Bro Civic 414! Go!
Bros. Yeah. So we're going to be taking on Satan, his final form. So it's going to be tough, but we're going to beat his ass. Maybe. Yeah. I was wondering who was feeding those donuts to Homer in that Simpsons episode. So yeah.
More. No, more. No, more.
But yes. And as far as Pacific 414 is concerned, I was thinking about possibly playing more Jedi Survivor tomorrow. I just haven't made it a concrete decision yet. And of course, Friday, I'm not streaming Fridays on anymore because there's a lot going on and everybody's everywhere. So Friday's out of the question. But I might do a stream on Saturday at some point. I just don't know when. But of course, Sunday, the Sunday edition of Pacific 414 Pop Talk with Baron.
Well, hi.
And Cash.
Hello.
So not much going on, and there's nothing going on. I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna dial it back for this week just so I don't get burned out. I don't want to get burned out to the point where I say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. No, I don't want to get to that point.
He's sounding like Phil. I hate you all.
No, I don't hate you all.
No,
I
you
like
don't want to
all.
get to that level. Yeah, you just don't want to get to that level of being like Phil.
Yeah.
I hate you all.
And I want to say hello to Pops. Pops, I don't know if you were here when we were having the poll of what movie to watch, but next Wednesday on Pop Talk, we're having a watch party. And because it's here on YouTube, we're going to be watching The Fifth Element. So if you'd like to join us for that, you're more than welcome to. I know for you, you got a lot going on with your schedule, but if you are available to join us, I'd love to have you here, brother. So, speaking of folks who are also here, of course, I do want to thank Pops for being here. But I also want to make sure I thank everyone who was here because I like doing it. Real Weight Gaming Clips was here as well. We had DJ Ronnie G here. We had Baron, of course. The Padawannabe was here. Low Specs Linux Laptop, our favorite penguin. Jet Sparks was here. Pit Viper, aka Chaos, the Digital Department of Defense. He is the General and Commander-in-Chief of the Digital Department of Defense. Of course, the long-suffering Mrs. Tagge was here.
Mm-hmm.
We also had an anonymous sighting. Superfan Adam Shawhan. Tim's talk. He wasn't on our left today. He was asking for Spock.
Yeah.
I actually did see Spock streaming yesterday, so. And we had Jason Fox of 540 Studios here. Thank you, Jason.
I see a broke Kraken is here too. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We also had JT Gunn, late night with Cap. Good to see you, Cap. And of course, Wolverine was here. Raquel was here. Whoopa Troopa. We also had a Gap After Dark sighting. And I know I already mentioned him, but I'm going to mention him again. We also had a Pops sighting. Thank you, Pops. And let me catch up to these other comments. Let's see. Pops says, love Fifth Element. I'll try. Well, thank you, brother. And, of course, Gap is saying hello to Pops. And, of course, he is the devil. He's driving us insane.
This is
he
Patrick
says, hey,
Stewart,
Shortchange,
and
formerly
I wish
known
to
as
tell
Cash
Phil
Money.
McCracken that I hate him also.
By the way, Phil, we're watching The Fifth Element next week on Pop Talk for the watch party. I will pin the link in the chat, and then we'll do a countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 when we start the movie. And of course, as I also mentioned, I'm just refreshing this for Phil. I'll also have people on the panel, and our opinions on the movie are our opinions on the movie. There's no right or wrong opinion on the movie because we all have a different perspective. So that's what's going on.
Exactly.
And
No coupons for you,
Jason
Phil.
yeah, no coupons and no Buster Bars either.
From Kraken, worst troll ever.
Jason saying good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Well,
From Kraken, worst troll ever.
It's something that Baron and Cash and I have talked about off stream. We can't always focus on the negative aspect of entertainment.
Nope.
We gotta look for positive things to focus on, even if it means talking
Yes.
about a movie that came out excuse me, some 26 years ago, like The Fifth Element, for example. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying not to be negative. And I'm happy to have met you too, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, Phil.
Poor Phil.
I can't watch yet. What? You need parent supervision?
Take a guess who he's mocking. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna mention. No.
Master Paul can fluff my pillows Navy style any day.
And Jason says that The Fifth Element is one of his favorite movies. And Phil says, keep it up, Baron. You're going out on fruit juice diet. Oh, Phil, you shouldn't have mentioned that. You shouldn't have mentioned that because you know what? Baron, I hope you approve of this. I'm going to find the clip from yesterday's Enterprise where Worf says, prune juice, a warrior's drink.
A warrior's drink, yes.
So there you go, Phil. You did it yourself, man. You did it yourself. But I do want to thank each and every one of you for being here for Pop Talk on both Baron Orman Tags, Fandomology, and Pacific414. Hope you all have yourselves a great evening. And I will definitely let you know for sure if I decide to stream Jedi Survivor either tomorrow or sometime this weekend. So until then, remember, I'm not just a baseball guy. I'm an all-around guy. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, man, like, that's the man. Because these people.
Autobots, transform and roll
All
out.
the people, man. All the people.
I can't believe we went through a whole show with Tom.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?